PFT, we've known each other for a long time. We're good friends. We have a great working relationship. Did you dye your mustache? On today's Pardon My Take, we have a new guest, Jeff Saturday, former coach of the Indianapolis Colts last year, also won a Super Bowl. It's Peyton Manning center. We talk ball with him. We talk what it's like in that playoff push. Great conversation with him. We then are going to preview every single game from week 15. I'll say it right now, one of our funnier weekend previews of the season because we were loopy. We were low on sleep. We took twists. We took turns. We got our picks. We got Fuccbois. We got Fyre Fest. A great show for everyone. And it is brought to you by a takeover, Apple Takeover today. Go right now on Apple TV Plus, The Family Plan. It's now streaming on Apple TV Plus, starring Mark Wahlberg. When his past catches up to his present and an assassin-turned-dad embarks on an action and adventure-packed road trip to save his family. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus, rated PG-13. Mark Wahlberg, recurring guest of Pardon My Take. Go support him. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. If you don't watch it right now, well, guess what? We're watching a blowout on TV, so save it for your blowout, watch. That's a perfect thing to put in your back pocket. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Go watch it right now. It's great. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus, rated PG-13, and they got Marky Mark. So Mark Wahlberg is in it. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, December 15th. And boys, I think Brandon Staley might get fired. Or he's fired already. He might be fired overnight. He might be fired right after this game because we're taping the rare taping in the third quarter of Thursday Night Football. It is 42-0, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. PFT, he's gone. He has to be gone right now.
Either that or we learned today that maybe the Minnesota Vikings defense is just awesome for holding the Raiders scoreless for an entire game. But this is like as bad a performance as I've ever seen. And I'm a fan of the Washington football team, Redskins Commanders. Like I've seen teams quit before. Big Cat, you've seen teams quit before. This is quiet quitting right now. They're just not even playing anymore. Brandon Staley, I guess there's worse places to be fired than Las Vegas.
True.
Seems like if you get fired in Vegas, at least do it before I have to go to bed, wake up early, get on a flight back the next day. Like, just tell me right now, you get a free night in Vegas. You've got checks coming in. You're going to get paid for the next several years, no matter what. Just let the boys have a fun night in Vegas.
I actually think if he got fired in Vegas, I think he could probably interview for the Raiders job tomorrow and be like, Mark Davis, I don't know if you know this, but I went to the playoffs last year. Like, did we play you last night? No, that was a different guy. Don't worry about it.
You bring up an interesting point, Big Cat. What if there's like a little handshake deal going on right now between Mark Davis and Brandon Staley? Like, I want to hire you as my next coach as a show of good faith.
Yeah.
Just let us beat the fuck out of you for a full game. If you go along with that, then you can just stay.
Yeah. We'll make that deal. I'll unload on the Raiders, and I'll get to go to PF Chang's for life.
There you go. So Mark Davis puts a fuckload of money on the Raiders to cover tonight. Brandon Staley, you'll be my next coach. He then has enough money to pay off John Gruden,
yes,
and Josh McDaniels,
Florio,
and then he's got a little bit of money. And there's some clown shit going on right now. The Raiders just did a trickeration play for another touchdown to Devontae Adams.
It's they're I've never seen a team quit as much as the Chargers are quitting right now. I know Justin Herbert's out, but this is like a full on quit. It was so bad that they were showing. I think it was whose tattoos was it? Max Crosby's tattoo. like with like 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Alan Kirk were already in garbage time. Like they started burning their garbage time material so goddamn fast. I'm actually worried for Al. Like I don't know what he's gonna say in this fourth quarter. That might be the only reason to tune in.
He shouldn't even be on the broadcast anymore. Let Al go out to the steakhouse. Let him start with the scotch. We don't need announcers anymore in this game. I think just having a close up of Brandon Staley, we don't even need to watch the game.
Yeah,
let's just watch Brandon Staley for the rest of this game.
It's crazy. And guess what? The other thing, we buried the lead here. PFT, you were up first with Shake Shack. So Raiders -2.5. I'm going to call it right now. I think we can call it 49-0.
Yeah, I'll allow that. We'll call it.
Yeah, I tweeted, like, I was like, great job, PFT. Thanks, PFT. Thanks, Shake Shack. And you're like, don't mush it. It's like,
it was 28-0 at the time, I think.
But the Chargers have quit so fast in this game. It was like almost instantly.
And Max is really enjoying the Shake Shack right now. He's a big boy. That's a big sandwich for a big boy. It takes a lot of food to fill my big boy's big belly up. And
yes,
that Shake Shack's doing the trick. Listen, if for nothing else, I'd like to be remembered as the man that got free chicken sandwiches for America.
Yes. So starting Monday, free chicken shacks on PFT because he got Raiders. But we have more coming. I'm picking the Lions -3.5. Yeah, I got a good line for this deal. Everyone, don't worry about it. Let's try to get the Lions -3.5. If that one hits, free bacon cheese fries on top of the chicken shacks on Monday. And Hank, what's your Sunday pick?
Rams
-6.5, and that will be a free classic shake on top of it. So we're trying to go 3-0 for the people. If all of those hit, you get all three. But right now, PFT's got you the free chicken shack starting Monday. So it's the 3 for free promotion. You're welcome, everyone. Lunch just got decided on Monday because the Raiders whomped the Chargers. So a couple other things about this game. Shout out Shake Shack Cam with Max. So root for the Lions, root for the Rams. And then we get all three on Monday, which we're gonna do, boys. Right? Our Monday lunch is planned. Like we had some of those chicken sandwiches today. They were so good. And thank you for Shake Shack for bringing them by, and the woman who brought them by. It was like, oh, free chicken shacks, great.
She was the best. So yeah, and they are really, really good chicken sandwiches.
Yes. So a couple other things, PFT. I have a couple questions for you. First, so Aiden O'Connell didn't throw that touchdown pass, correct? No, they should have. These are the games that, like, just go for records. Like, yeah, Aiden O'Connell had 4 touchdown passes in the first half. The record is 7, which is tied by a bunch of people. These are the game. Like, everyone's been in this game in Madden or like college football. Like, just go for records.
I want to see it get so much worse. If it's going to be a bad game, I want the worst things to possibly happen. So yeah, I want the Chargers to keep fumbling. I want the Raiders to keep doing fuck shit on offense. I want Aiden O'Connell to throw for 10 touchdowns. I want Mark Davis to come down on the sidelines shirtless, just dancing around. I want Brandon Staley to get like assaulted by his own team. I want a complete shit show if this is going to go off the rails like this.
Give everything to us. So the other question I had for you, PFT, is I got Old Takes Exposed tonight. Our friend Old Takes Exposed is going back for Brandon Staley tweets. And I said, I think it was that press conference where Brandon Staley was talking about his like fourth down, thoughts, like I want to be aggressive. And I was like, Chargers, got it right with Brandon Staley. This is from 2021. Brandon Staley was a good coach for a year. His brain melted. Something happened in the last 2 years where everything changed. But remember when Brandon Staley came on the scene? Like, he was a breath of fresh air. We had him on this show. I was jealous of the Chargers. Everything. So I guess my question is this. Is Brandon Staley a bad coach, or did the Chargers just get into his brain? Like lead poisoning?
I think he's a great coach right now because they're tied 7-7 in the second half. The Chargers just scored a touchdown. So don't write the Chargers
so far ahead
off.
of me. It's insane.
Don't write
insane.
I get that
hate
good
that
internet.
Streaming has somehow made it so that everyone in America watches games at different times. Yeah. I don't think there's one house that's the exact same.
There should be one. There should be one, like how they have Greenwich Mean Time and like Big Ben is the clock that everybody goes off. There should be one computer that's playing the game, and that's like, this is the actual time. Try to sync up as close as possible to it. But yeah, the Chargers are now 7-7 second half, so don't write them off just yet. Brandon Staley mounting a furious comeback, but he was a good head coach. Like, don't let what's happened recently fool you. He was a good coach that first year. What always has sucked about him, though, is his defense, which is weird. He's a defensive coach, and his defenses are always in the bottom 5 of the NFL. They've had some bad injury luck. I will say that the Chargers seem to be more injured than any other franchise, with maybe the exception of the Ravens.
Yeah,
but they always get guys banged around. They never have their best players out there. But Brandon Staley is not a good he's not a good defensive coach at all. The fourth down thing, that is great if you're winning, but if your defense is such shit that you don't even have an opportunity to flex your fourth down analytics muscles, then it's a big issue. Plus, really, you could say Brandon Staley has set the analytics community back 40 years.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
he's known as the analytics poster boy, the wonder kid of the analytics movement. And the fact that his teams have fallen apart so terribly really makes you think I don't want my head coach to ever look at a number again.
Yes, you're absolutely right. He's ruined it for everyone else. This game is so bad, though. It's so bad. It is giving me flashbacks. You mentioned at the start, PFD, that we've seen this before for our teams. It gave me a flashback that Hank's gonna have a chuckle for. Remember that, Hank? I'm pretty sure the Packers were up 42-0 on the Bears, and it was like Aaron Rodgers was playing a video game, and I was sitting in a hotel room in Arizona, and Dave and Hank were with me, and they just sat next to me and just laughed in my face for an entire half. So I've been there, Chargers fans. There's been some bad ones. This is, you just got to regroup. Maybe Easton Stick will get hot in the second half, and then you can trade him to someone for a 3rd-round pick.
Well, that's the thing. You can't even say we should take our starters out because neither team really has starters that they're playing right now.
Right.
It's great. Aiden O'Connell, he's going to stay in the game. Although they keep showing Aiden O'Connell, doesn't he look a little bit like a really bad video game rendition of Derek Carr?
He's
they don't get the pixels just exactly right. And then they've got Easton Stick. And what are you going to do? Sit Easton Stick down, put Max Duggan in?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do. So it's a shit show for the Chargers right now. It's an absolute shit show. Yeah, put in Max Duggan. If I were a player, I'd not want to come out. I'd want all the stats.
Yeah, although the way the Chargers are playing, that's a lot of you'd probably fumble the ball a lot. Everyone's fumbling on the Chargers. They should just call it a game. They should just slaughter rule it. Say mercy rule, take your ball, go home, shut out the Indiana Pacers. It's just there's no point in continuing this.
Yeah. It's bad. I had one other thing before we kick it to ourselves, and we're gonna talk all the games on Saturday and Sunday. I had some breaking news. Okay, so Travis Kelce was noticeably absent during Taylor Swift's 34th birthday celebration in New York City. This is from Entertainment Now, but for a good reason. A source tells ET that he remains committed to playing his best and doing his best on and off the field. The team practices are critical, mandatory to attend, and something he takes very seriously. So it's no surprise he stayed in Kansas City ahead of this weekend's game.
Selfish boyfriend.
This is
Taylor deserves somebody that will make time for her.
I really wish I could talk to the author who spent all day trying to find sources to see if practices are mandatory. Be like, wait, so could he have skipped it? Could he have gone to the party? I'm going to double check this. Let's really find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he probably could have. It's another boyfriend that won't miss work for her. Whatever, she puts him first. She shows up all the time to his games. He can't make time to visit her. I did see a picture of her birthday party. So I've got a picture right here. She got it looks like a cookie cake. And in the background, there's a guy that looks a whole lot like Jeff Darlington back there.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on. We've been putting the pieces together with Jeff. She has a thing for him. I don't know if Jeff's swooping in on Travis Kelce.
Jeff and Taylor sitting in a tree. By the way, the Chargers team account, I like this. They just posted the touchdown. It just said, "We scored," period, all lowercase.
I like it.
Yeah, lean into it. This is a shit show. Everyone should have fun with this. I know people when these games happen and it just becomes a roast. Let's just have fun with it. Just do weird shit. this is actually a perfect time for my fake punt.
I like that. Yeah, the fake punt would be good.
No one would see the fake punt coming.
Break out the downfield laterals.
Yes.
Get weird with it. Get experimental with it. The more I think about it, it's not the craziest thing that we've ever said that Brandon Staley is giving this game to Mark Davis.
Yeah. No, it will, if he was able to get some action on it, he could pay off all his debts and then start fresh. And Brandon Staley would be like, listen, I'm such a good coach. I will make sure this game is never in doubt that you win. Like, you will never even have to sweat like for a second this game. That's how good of a coach I am.
Yeah. You think if a coach was good enough, they could give you the final score of, let's just say, 55-7 and hit it perfectly?
It'd be pretty tough. That would be like a perfect score would be pretty tough. But maybe Brandon Staley's that good. He's a savant. Oh, Chargers are starting to come back. This would be the funniest thing ever. Someone had a perfect tweet. I can't remember who it was. I apologize. But they're like, this won't be a real Chargers game until they tie it 42-42 and then lose on a safety.
Yeah.
So that's always in play with the Chargers.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
Should we talk a little bit about the Giannis ball controversy?
Yeah, sure. The Pacers and the Bucks have a rivalry now. Talking about getting their licks in and everything.
Yeah, it's good. This is good for basketball. Giannis dropped 64, I believe, and the Pacers took the game ball because Oscar Tshiebwe had his first point. He scored a point, and they're like, we need to save this ball for him. And then Giannis stormed into the locker room, like sprinted into the locker room to try to get the game ball back. My question is,
the best part is he had the game ball.
What do you mean?
So Worldwide Wob, I think, broke it down. I'm pretty sure the Bucks trainer got the ball that he had that last dunk from. So he had the actual game ball. He just didn't see it.
Oh, so it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, like they had the original game ball, and I think the Pacers then took the next ball or like a ball around there. And so the whole thing started, and it was like they actually had the ball the whole time.
Well, that was going to be my question isn't there more than one ball?
There is more than, no.
It's just one ball.
There is just one ball. You almost got me there.
Just one ball. Actually, no, it was a serious question because in football, you've got a bunch of different game balls. And in baseball, obviously, tons of them. But in basketball, do they just keep the ball for as long as it stays relatively inflated? I know they have backup balls.
The pictures of the hallway is so funny of like Giannis being like held back and everything. So I'm watching them right now. It's a complete misunderstanding. The game ends and the Bucks trainer literally runs right out and gets the ball from the ref, the original game ball.
Giannis is kind of a psycho, huh?
It's so good.
I didn't know he had that in him. He always seems like a mild-mannered guy, has fun with the media. Like, what a psycho to go try to storm into the locker room to steal a ball.
He needs his ball. Give me the ball.
What's he going to do with that ball?
He basically was no different than like a Labrador. Being like, I need my ball back. Give me my ball.
Just like completely focused on the thing. They should. My theory was they should cut the ball in half and give half of it to Oscar, half of it to Giannis, and then see which one says, no, don't cut the ball in half. I'd rather see the full ball go to the other person than you destroy it and split it between us.
Yes. I mean, let's do it. It's worked in biblical times. Which one is that?
Solomon.
Which one? Samson's is the hair, right?
The hair thing, yeah.
Yeah, Samson's the hair.
We also have an end to our long national nightmare. We know what Shohei Ohtani's dog's name is.
Oh, I didn't see this.
I got a very important push notification from The Athletic on that one. His dog's name is, hang on, let me pull this up so I don't mispronounce it. His dog's name is Decoy, but in Japanese, I think it's Dekopin, and that means to flick one's forehead. Ooh. So he named his dog Boop.
Ooh. Well, no, flick is not a boop.
I think like flick, tap, probably the same thing.
Yeah. Shohei's going to be a villain now, by the way, because I'm pretty sure the Dodgers have traded for Glasnow from the Rays, and they have like all this money to operate. Shohei's going to be hated if the Dodgers win like 120 games in the World Series. Oh, he's going to be hated.
For sure. Like we hate everybody that's successful. That's kind of what we do.
But the flip side is what's going to be very funny because it's more realistic to happen is the Dodgers are going to win 120 and then get bounced in a 5-game series, and everyone's going to be like, the playoff structure is wrong.
The format's off, yeah.
It's good. I'm looking forward to that moment.
Well,
that's going to be a great day.
That would rock if that's what happens. But if they win like 4 World Series in a row, then everyone's going to be like, fuck this, break up the LA Dodgers.
Yes. Okay. Should we kick it to ourselves? I think it's time. Let's kick it to ourselves. All right, weekend preview time. It is brought to you by our friends at Uber Eats. Get delivered with Uber Eats. It's football season. You can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? An O-line? Definitely no. But a carton of OJ? 100% yes. Pet supplies for Blake and Stella? Absolutely. Big tight ends? No. Brisket burnt ends? Ooh, we should get those on Sunday. Yes. Uber Eats can get you that. There you have it. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Alcohol in select markets and 21 plus to order. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Uber Eats. Get almost anything. Order now. Thank you to Uber Eats. I ordered Uber Eats this morning. Got some bacon, egg, and cheese for everyone. You guys might not have gotten one.
I didn't get one.
I've been doing that every Thursday morning. Just a nice hey, football's back. Mm-hmm. I get 10 bacon, egg, and cheese Uber Eats that gets here the minute I sync up, so it shows up when I show up, and then I just put them on the front, and anyone who wants them can have them.
That's for everyone.
Yeah,
okay.
And usually Stefan eats like 9 of them.
I got some Greek soup Uber Eats today.
Hell yes.
I'm doing soup all week. This week, all week, next week.
Ooh.
Keeping you warm.
Greek soup is so good. Little lemon soup.
Yeah, I've got limona.
Yeah. Okay, boys. Week 15.
We're in the fourth quarter of the football season.
Well, here's the thing, PFT. We have this discussion. We cherish it. The minute Saturday football shows up, it's usually like in your head, you're like, oh yeah, NFL Saturday. I love NFL Saturday, but it is a Pavlovian response of like, I shouldn't be watching this NFL Saturday. I should be doing holiday shopping.
To me, it's more like you get a football weekend of NFL.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like the NFL.
And bowl games.
To their credit, they stay off Saturdays for the most part until college football is over. They stay off Fridays for the kids that are playing high school football.
Yep.
But then once college football goes away for the most part, they're like, okay, let's fucking just take over the entire weekend.
Yep. And so we go 3 Saturday, 7 early Sunday, 3 late, Sunday night, Monday night. Should have given us 2 Monday nights.
Did you see that next year, or maybe not next year, but they just announced that they're going to start doing 8 games overseas. 8
I know.
Games
This is, I said, boo this.
It's a lot of international games.
It's
America's game.
Again, we are the only ones, I think, talking about this. They are trying like damn hell to get a Super Bowl overseas, and we have to stop it. So let's all not watch the first quarter next year of all these games.
So, yeah, first quarter, maybe. No pregame.
No pregame.
I'm not watching any pregame in the Brazil game. We're probably
Brazil?
Yeah, there's a Brazil game coming.
As of yesterday.
Tom Brady out of retirement, woo back Giselle.
I like that idea. Belichick,
Like Florio, get on that.
Belichick loves big asses.
Yep, that's
He'll probably
facts.
be down there. We're about 2 years away, I'd say, from our first Saudi Arabia game.
Yeah,
probably I would imagine the Bills would be in that.
That will be a private.
McDermott.
That will be a private game though.
Yeah,
no one can watch
pay-per-view.
It would just be for some Sultan's son.
It'll just be for MBS and his boys.
Yeah, he'll just be hanging out. All right, so let's get into the games. Week 15. This is the week where, like, last week was crazy because we had a lot of bad teams on paper beat good teams and win games. But this is the week I think that we're going to get a very clear, here is what the playoffs, they're going to shrink down to maybe 8 teams instead of right now in the AFC. There's like 11 teams. NFC, there's 8 or 9 teams. Once we get through this weekend, I think it's going to be pretty clear who's going to be most likely in the playoffs because there'll only be 3 games left.
There's a great graphic out there of it visualizes it for you. Like, I love data visualizations because I'm dumb. I need like a chart to tell me what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it shows you how much your chances improve if you win this weekend versus how much they decrease if you win this weekend. So it looks like the Broncos have the most to gain this weekend with a win.
Yeah.
And there's some teams at the top that obviously doesn't really matter or not. I'd say Broncos, Packers, Bucks. That's going to be a good game, the Bucks and Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Because whoever wins that one, I think you should
It's going to be in a good
to
spot.
about like 75% or more.
I like that you said that the visual stuff, because that is one of the greatest cop-outs in the world, being like, I'm more of a visual learner. It's essentially saying, I don't want to hear you talk anymore.
I also like it's a close neighbor of, you know what, I have time blindness. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not, it's a disability that I have.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not ever on time.
It has nothing to do with the fact that I was playing Candy Crush while I was taking a shit for 45 minutes when I should have been getting ready.
Definitely not. But I will look at any chart and I'll pretend to understand a chart. But if you put numbers in front of me, then I'm like, it's too close to math.
Yes. Okay. First game, Saturday afternoon, Vikings, Bengals. This game's actually kind of a fun game because we have the backup bowl, Jake Browning, who's been playing well, versus Nick Mullins. Josh Dobbs is now QB3. Probably for the better. The Josh Dobbs, it was fun. I think that if you want to tell the story of the 2023 season, you can't leave out Josh Dobbs, but it was time. It was time to move on.
I would say I would put him at QB2 because if something happens to Mullins and he gets hurt, Josh Dobbs might be good coming in as backup.
But they did not.
Jaron
Jaron Hall is QB2. But I this game is fun to me because it is two backup quarterbacks. So you say on paper, ooh, that's kind of gross. But I would argue that the Bengals and the Vikings are top 5 in terms of weapons on either side. So the backup quarterbacks are set up pretty well. Justin Jefferson's back. So Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Hawkinson. And then on the other side, T. Higgins, Boyd, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, and this new guy, Chase Brown.
He was on the IR earlier this season.
Yeah, new guy to this season.
Fast as fuck.
Yes.
It's a new name that everybody should know.
Yes. Talk to us about this game. What are you thinking?
Okay, so is Jake Browning, is he really a backup at this point? Because I feel like Jake Browning has played his way into being like, this team has a chance.
This team has a chance.
I think the Bengals actually have a chance. They could make some noise in the playoffs. How about that? I don't think that they have a chance to win the Super Bowl, but I could see them winning a playoff game with Jake Browning.
I'm at the point now with the AFC that everything's on the table because everyone's gotten injured and no team has looked dominant, that it is going to be the most wide open AFC playoffs. And when I say that, it's probably going to be the Chiefs getting the 1 seed somehow. I kind of like the Vikings in this game, though. And I like them because Brian Flores, we touched on it on Sunday, that he is doing stuff that people can't even figure out with his defense. Zone blitzes, just, multiples. You got to say multiples when you talk about this stuff. Mm-hmm. He's doing a lot of multiples.
He's got guys at every level.
Every single level. So, yeah, I think that this is going to be Jake Browning's first true test, because the Colts and the Jaguars aren't great defenses. The Vikings have been playing like a great defense. That's going to be tough, and you're getting points. Yeah, I kind of like the Vikings in this game.
Probably going to be confusing.
Yeah,
for Jake Browning. But counterpoint, it's a Jake Browning revenge game.
It is. That's true. He almost quit football.
Yep.
So he was actually, I think the story was he was like driving to go coach high school football when he took one more shot. So with the Bengals.
Thank God he did.
Yes.
This is also a big game for one particular Bengals fan. Florence Hackman. She goes by Flo.
Okay.
She's turning 105 years old on Saturday.
Okay.
And she's celebrating with her 3 favorite things. This girl can party. Firefighters, watching football, and whiskey. She's drinking Fireball, having a bunch of firefighters over to her birthday because she's horny for firemen.
Wait, how old is she?
And watching the Bengals. She turns 105 years old on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
And she's having a...
Wait, let me see a picture.
Okay, I'll show you a picture. You want to see it?
Thank you. Want to put it on the bonk list?
Florence Hackman.
When are we doing the bonk list? Should we do it next week? It's the end of the year.
I don't think Hank's...
Hank's not ready. That was a not ready.
Tell me she doesn't look good for 105.
Oh, she's hot. She's real hot.
Florence Hackman having a big firefighter whiskey party, drinking Fireball.
Yeah.
This is a party girl right here.
Florence.
And rooting for her Bengals.
I don't make a lot of Florences anymore.
I'm rooting for this Florence.
I know when we'll do the bonk list.
When? No, you cannot save it for your set.
I'm going to.
No, that's bullshit. You're robbing the people of the bonk list. The bonk list was an all-time moment last year.
And it will be an all-time moment.
No.
I need fucking material.
No, you can't do that. The bonk list is a podcast material.
Buddy.
No. The bonk list, you can replay. You know what? Here's what you could do.
I can replay it on the show after I do it.
No. You can replay it you can do a visual bonk list in the set. That's fair.
No.
So, yeah. Hank,
how much crossover?
AWLs, tell Hank to release the bonk list. Tweet him and say, release the bonk list.
Tweet it out?
No, but you have to do it on the show.
I will.
No.
I will.
This is bullshit.
How much crossover is there between the bonk list and the no-fly list, Hank?
That's just
That's a good one.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. Well, you're
Fuccbois.
fucking Jeff Nadeau?
I get it.
Oh, there you go, Jake.
I got
it.
Proud of
Nice.
myself.
We'll figure out something to do, but I will help make you.
What-
You know what? What if I do this? Okay, you release the bonk list.
No.
I will make you a slideshow for the show with the bonk list. Deal? I'll make you a slideshow.
We have to be very careful about what we say to Hank over the course of the next
I know
month and a
he's
half
just
because
farming us.
everything is just gonna. Well, I'm not gonna do that now. I'll put that in.
Yeah, he is just doing future Hank. He's just farming. He's not going to talk for the next month and a half.
Yeah.
Saving it for the show.
It's
He's not even talking right now.
Every
hour.
word that he uses right now is wasted.
Yeah.
That could be in my set.
I have an hour to do.
Okay.
That's a perfect time for it.
Okay.
Actually.
What about all the people that go to the show that aren't part of my take fans that are going there for a nice evening of comedy, and all of a sudden you're doing this very inside joke about the bonk?
All right, I'll do it at the
They're
end.
not gonna
so those
understand.
people will already left.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll talk
Because-
off air.
Because they're so disappointed.
Yes.
Also, I'll say the idea out loud. Remind Jake. Oh, you just spilled on yourself. You're 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Yep.
2 for 2 in the last show is spilling. Jake, remind us when we go to Vegas, PFT and I need to buy somewhere between, I'm going to say 1,000 and 2,000 tomatoes that we can pass out to the crowd.
Just full tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be a segment for
that's-
the tomato
that's-
throwing.
Well, I mean, the tomato, you should, if you're doing bad, you should get tomatoes thrown at you. Or
I'll start throwing them back. I'll bring a fucking gun.
Here's a
Whoa.
fun compromise. I'll do no tomatoes. You can't do the bonk list.
No, fine. Bring
All right, tomatoes on.
If you don't think I'm throwing them back, I'll directly at you and
1
get
to
everyone else.
2,000.
I'm not going to throw them. Other people are going to throw them.
Well,
You can't throw them at me.
I will.
Okay. Well, I'm not even going to be there.
Speaking of reminders, happy Jokic Day, the
Oh.
15th.
Respect Jokic.
Every other month now.
Okay.
That's too much.
I was just
yeah.
following your,
I'm not ready.
Didn't we
I
do
was
that
just
like?
following your guys' direction.
You know, you were.
But that didn't count for this month because we just
Yeah.
respected Jokic last week.
I was going
Okay.
to say tennis ball gun. I just didn't say tennis ball. I'm not going to bring a gun. That was a little.
No, you said gun.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
clip that and send it to the FBI.
You're
We got.
gonna-
By the way, we have Hank.
Bad
we have,
for ratings if you murder our audience.
this has been a long week. We've been in the office a lot. We got full on Goofy Hank today, which is my favorite Hank. He's goofy brained.
Also, if you're in Las Vegas, I'm pretty sure that Nevada is a stand your ground state. So if Hank does have a gun, you're welcome to produce your own firearm.
Yep, that's a fact. All right, nerd nugget.
In the 14 meetings between the Vikings and Bengals, the road team has won just one time. The series is tied 7-7, but the Bengals lead 7-1 in Cincinnati, while the Vikings are 6-0 in Minnesota.
Okay, this is to decide the ultimate NFL rivalry: the Vikings
Yeah.
or the Bengals.
That stat means nothing.
Home teams won 13-14,
I mean, the one's last time they played 4 years ago.
probably.
Yeah.
These two teams don't like each other very much.
Yep.
Well, no, they actually like them a lot when they come visit
True.
because they win.
Yeah.
All right, Steelers at Colts next game. I'm going off vibes in this game, PFT. I got stats for some games. This one's a vibes game.
I got some stats for this one.
Okay, you want to go stats and then I'll give you my
hit you
vibe?
some stats. The Colts are 6-26 against the Steelers all time.
Ooh.
Ursay tweeted that out himself. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it hard. He does have the power to open up the roof, which is probably the one piece of power that Ursay has to affect the game. It's only going to be 50 degrees.
You could bring a gun.
We might get, yeah, he could. Well, I don't know if he's legally allowed as
True.
his charges. But it's going to be 50 degrees outside. The roof could be open in Indy this weekend. So
Nice.
that's what I'm hoping for. Another stat, TJ Watt has been cleared by an independent neurologist, probably in Pittsburgh, probably with a terrible towel framed above his medical degree.
Wait, no, the Steelers have never done anything with bad doctors on the team, right?
They've never done that.
Yeah.
Was this
Tell the
Tell the truth?
Tell the truth.
Because that guy is Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, no, that was what I was alluding to.
Yeah.
That was all the Steelers team doctor.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
And then there was another thing that happened this week where Big Ben went on his podcast and said maybe the Steelers tradition is over at this point. You've lost Big Ben. And I don't know what Big Ben thought the Steelers tradition was. I think in Big Ben's mind, the Steelers tradition was Big Ben playing quarterback because that's what I think about when I think about the Steelers.
I went on our if for everyone who's listening in Pittsburgh, you probably know this, but PFT and I trade off. We do Thursdays with our guys at WDVE, Randy Bauman and Bill Crawford, and they are down.
I'm sure.
It was down.
It's a tough time.
It was not. They were talking to me about Mitch and like. They also are. I guess there's a rumor that the Steelers could be in the running to get Justin Fields in a potential trade. So it's essentially like it couldn't. It's the shittier version of the Packers and Jets pipeline.
Yeah, this is going to be the Steelers. They're not going to be bad enough to draft a good quarterback.
Correct.
They're,
I still believe in Kenny.
They could make the play. I kind of believe in Kenny Pickett too, just because you look at the change between Mitch and Kenny, and the offense looks entirely different.
So here's the vibes. Ready for the vibes? Mm-hmm. The Steelers just lost to the Cardinals and the Patriots, two of the worst 4 teams in the NFL.
Yep.
Mitch looked really bad. The Steelers have looked really bad. You have to bet the Steelers. That's the vibe.
That is kind of how it goes with that team.
That is the vibe.
The harder they bounce back.
Mike Tomlin is not a favorite anymore. He was a favorite the last 2 games. That's the vibe.
There's no Jonathan Taylor.
No Jonathan. The Colts do run a lot of cover 3. Mitch does do well historically. That would be the one defense he would pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the vibe.
Are we sure Jonathan Taylor's out? I want to cross-check that. I know that it doesn't look likely that he's playing, right?
Yeah.
We made this mistake with Tank Dell, and then he
no. Oh.
Yes. Rap sheet.
Was that the Royal We?
We, as a podcast, yeah. You didn't stop me. We made this mistake as a group.
We are collectively responsible for Tank Dell.
No, you get to
We don't want to do that again with Jonathan
You get to
Taylor.
expand the circle when you're wrong. Barstool Sports as a whole made a mistake about Tank Dell.
Sports journalism.
Yeah, the industry.
Let's go 10,000 foot view.
You know what? Our generation made a mistake about Tank Dell, saying like we'd rather be first than right about it.
Yes.
We don't want to do this as millennials.
Yeah, no, it's like, the greatest generation is, who fought World War II. Our generation is just the generation that got the Tank Dell news wrong.
Yeah, and it's a black eye that we're never going to recover from as a whole, unless we try to make steps as a group and fact check things. So Jonathan Taylor is out per Jake Marsh. So if Jake's wrong, it's all his fault.
Yep.
Okay, Jake, nerd nugget.
Saturdays are for the Steelers. No team has had more success on Saturdays than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their 36 victories on Saturday are the most in the NFL since 1940.
Vibes.
That's pretty good. I like that stat.
Vibes.
I like it a lot. Mike Tomlin, I heard some rumors, and I think this went along with Big Ben's characterization of the Steelers' tradition being over. I think this was Big Ben kind of calling for Mike Tomlin's job, probably for not bringing him back. That's my guess on it. But you have the conversation in was it Steelers country, Steelers nation?
Steelers nation.
They're talking about, like, is this the last year for mediocre Mike?
1 year left on his contract.
That would be such a sweet job if you just got hired by the Steelers because you've got 20 years.
Yeah. Actually, that was another, to reference WDV, again, they asked me about Belichick, and they're like, what do you think's going to happen there? And they're like, wouldn't it be so weird if they fired him? I was like, you guys, of course it'd be weird for you guys. You'd never get new coaches.
Yeah.
Like, the Steelers can't. What's that?
There's been no follow-up from that.
We'll get to the Patriots.
Yeah, we'll get to the Patriots. Okay. But yeah, the Steelers, they have, 3 coaches in the last, 50 years?
Yeah, it's like being a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
It's the best job security in America. Either that or, like, Ben Mentz.
Job for life. Job for life. But Mike Tomlin can say that.
He can, yeah.
Broncos at Lions. I'm excited for this game.
It's going to be a good one.
I am excited for this game.
I have a spin zone for the Lions, and we talked to Jeff Saturday in a little bit, right?
Yep.
You're getting CD Deuce back.
Yep.
On defense. The defense that the Colts had when they sucked and then they ended up making a Super Bowl run, was that the same year where Bob Sanders came back?
Yeah.
Changed the entire defense?
So fast.
Just tell yourself that CD Deuce is the missing link.
Is Bob Sanders?
He's Bob Sanders. Dan Campbell says that he's an X-Man, the way that he's recovered.
I love that.
Which is just a great term to say about somebody.
Yeah.
Unless you're a female swimmer. I think that he's been... Should we edit that out? No, fine.
No.
Let's keep it in.
We're loopy.
He's been medically cleared to play football, which no doctor should ever medically clear somebody to play football. If you're a good doctor, you should never be like, okay, you can go play NFL football.
Yeah,
that sounds safe.
Yeah, here, take 2 footballs.
Yeah.
Take 2 football games and call me in the morning.
I'm sure you'll feel better after you play football with these injuries.
Yeah.
But you can talk yourself into your defense improving if you get a big missing part back.
Yes.
I think a lot of people thought that he would be a big upgrade on defense.
Yes.
So just tell yourself that. And I'm still rooting for the Lions. I want them to succeed. I want Detroit fans to be happy. You just have to have some form of hope right now, and I feel like that might be the one to zero in on.
I think the Lions are going to win this game. I think they're going to cover this game. The Lions at home, indoors, have been different. Jared Goff indoor, he's an indoor cat. He's 5% better completion percentage, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 7-4 outdoors. Everyone's been shitting on the Lions. Have been really bad. I was thinking about it more. The Bears are kind of, and Lions fans will agree with this, the Bears kind of are, do have the Lions number in the fact they don't win all the time, but they play them really tough.
Yeah.
And so the Lions have played 3 out of the last 4 games have been division games, which are tough games to play, especially later on in the season. Teams know you so well. They went, Packers, Bears, Saints, then Bears again. Now they get to play the Broncos. The Broncos aren't great against the run. I also I have a stat for you. This is a nerd stat. Maybe it's my nerd stat of the week.
Oh, I like that.
I like that name.
Should nerd stat of the week?
Yeah.
Nerd stat of the week. Do.
Ooh, I hate that.
Yeah, that was bad. From my guys at Sports Info Solutions, they have like all the charts and stuff. The Lions play middle of the field open defense. 6th most in the NFL. Russell Wilson is the 3rd worst in the league against that.
Okay.
Can't throw over the middle. Too
Yeah.
short. So
Counterpoint, how much of that has to do with Jerry Jeudy not being able to catch a football?
Also true. But I think this is the spot to buy back on the Lions. Like they're going to get home. They've not looked good. And I also I know the Broncos are a really good story. It's incredible how they turned their season around. I still think there's a little bit of smoke and mirrors going on. I like the Lions. I think they're going to run the ball.
And
I think
the baby
Jahmyr
bump.
Gibbs. I think it's going to be a big Jahmyr Gibbs game.
Yeah, so since week 6, the Broncos defense is 1st in 3rd down percentage, 1st in takeaways, 2nd in points allowed per game.
Takeaways.
The takeaways is part of it. 2nd in points allowed per game, 2nd in touchdowns allowed per game. Those last 2 stats have a lot to do also with the takeaway factor. Where you're not allowing points.
What week was that from?
Since week 6.
Week 6.
So that's when they kind of turned it around, became these Broncos, not those Broncos. I do like the Lions indoors. I think anytime you see your quarterback wearing 2 gloves when it's outside, yeah, you have that feeling like, I don't think he's ready for this.
Yeah.
Unless you're Teddy Bridgewater. But I do like the Lions at home in the Dome. I do think that the Broncos are still going to make the playoffs even if they lose this game, though.
Yeah.
I think they're back. If they win this game, and I've been fucking around with the playoff machine on ESPN all week long, it's the best piece of technology that's ever been invented. And, if they win this game, they are in the playoffs as of right now.
Wow.
Which is
It's crazy.
crazy to think that about the Broncos.
So I just looked at the schedule, that turnaround on their defense. It's been very good. I mean, they played Josh Allen. They played Patrick Mahomes. He did have the flu. A couple of the games, they played DTR and smushed them, and they played Easton Stick and smushed them. So, but that's why I think the Broncos are a great story. I just think this is where the Lions get right.
It could, yeah. I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos defense, I don't think that it's all luck. I think that
No.
they've actually turned it around. Sean Payton,
Well, they got
of the year?
Yeah,
Comeback coach of the year?
he might be. But they have to turn the ball over, which Jared's got to do better. He's had a couple rough games where he's been throwing picks. I feel like though they're gonna run the ball a lot, maybe some easy passes to Jahmyr Gibbs, get him out in space. I'm going Lions. All right, nerd nugget.
Reminder about the baby bump. Russell Wilson
Okay.
having a baby.
Okay,
For the first time in
I
NFL,
didn't know he was pregnant.
Why the buddy pregnant?
Yeah. What?
Russell Wilson.
He played pregnant?
That's really impressive. That's like Serena winning whatever.
All right,
baby
maybe
it
I'm on the
was.
Broncos now. They've turned around all this time. He was in his 3rd trimester.
Pretty impressive.
Serena Williams won an Australia Open.
Ciara had a baby.
Yes. Mine.
Let's show respect to the mother.
What was that look for, Hank?
Hank,
Ciara?
she had a baby.
No, Serena Williams.
Oh.
Wasn't that an unfair advantage?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
that was
Blood
like
doping.
that was one of the first examples of us being so wrong that we were actually right about a take when we said that her being pregnant was a competitive advantage because when a woman's pregnant, they don't menstruate anymore, so they hang on to all that blood, keep all that blood for themselves. And then actually a study came out. There was like a legitimate article that said that their red blood cell count increases when they're pregnant, making oxygen travel around like more efficiently in the body. I don't know if that has anything to do with the period or not, but we were technically right about that.
Yeah, we were. We nailed it.
We know combos.
We nailed it. Dude, we're combo kings.
Anyways, for the first time in
That's
NFL,
a double combo.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
For the first time in NFL history, a team has had a rookie running back and a rookie tight end each produce 700-plus scrimmage yards in a single season. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs and tight end Sam Laporta.
Okay. All right. Sunday. Bucks versus Packers, which we were just saying was a very big swing game in the playoff picture. Bucks at Packers.
I like the
think
Bucks
it's
in this
Packers.
game.
I think it's Packers.
I like the Bucks in this game. The Packers are missing A.J. Dillon. He broke his thumb.
Aaron Jones might be back.
He could be back.
Yeah.
He could be back. A.J. Dillon's been pretty good, and he has a pretty much broken thumb. LaFleur won't confirm or deny how broken his thumb is, meaning it's probably broken.
Okay.
That's what I took from that. And Christian Watson, is he going to play?
I don't know. So here's my case for the Packers. The Packers, the Bucks defense is pretty banged up. They've had a ton of injuries. I think some guys are coming back, but they've had a ton of injuries. And I think that there's something that LaFleur can do in the middle of the field because they've had a bunch of linebacker injuries. I also think that the weakness of the Green Bay defense is the run defense, and the Bucks aren't the best running game. And then here's the big one for me. I went back and I looked, and I was like, let me just look at what the Bucks have been doing this season because I know they started out hot and then they've cooled off. So they have 3 wins outside of the NFC South. 3 wins outside of the NFC South. Week 1 against the Vikings, who remember started 0-3, 0-4. Week 2 against the Bears, that's September Bears, one of the worst teams ever. And week 9 against the Titans. Yeah. Not exactly the best teams.
No.
So I don't know.
So this is going to tell us what Green Bay is.
Right. It will tell us what Green Bay is. And my guess is that Green Bay is better than the week 1 Vikings, the week 2 Bears, and the Titans.
Well, their defense stinks.
Yeah, they have
Tommy
a tough
DeVito
night.
carved them up.
I know they need to put if the Packers are going to play well because they had that 2-game stretch or they were playing well for a while, but the Lions Chiefs stretch. Yeah, I think that's right. Was it Lions Chiefs back to back? They were getting their defensive line was playing really well. Like the guys in the middle, Kenny Clark, who I think Packers fans don't like because he's the classic all hype and then pay him a lot of money and then he'll have like a couple really good games and then no show a bunch of games. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be the key is like their defensive line has to get after Baker Mayfield because you saw it on Monday night. Tommy DeVito, like they weren't doing anything.
He had no sacks. He had 80% completion percentage, and I think he ran for 75 yards.
Right.
He might have been the first quarterback to like ever do that.
Yeah.
And as a rookie who's undrafted. So the defense, I think the defense is sus to me, very sus. LaFleur against Bowles is another thing I'm thinking of. I think LaFleur is a much better coach.
I would agree.
Much better coach. But I think
really do anything against Bowles.
I think I like Tampa Bay in this game. The Battle of the Bays.
Yeah, this is the classic Mike Sherman, Warren Sapp, put a jersey on.
Yeah.
When Warren Sapp blindsided Chad Clifton and broke his leg, and then afterwards Mike Sherman was like, that was bullshit. And Warren Sapp just stood in the middle of the field like, put a jersey on. All-time comeback.
It's also the Matt LaFleur field goal game.
Yes.
You might get some PTSD on that. And just
let's keep it to football numbers, Matt.
Yeah.
Let's go 7s and 3s.
Please do.
The whole time. Let's never get to 8.
I had a thought about this whole division with the NFC South. Obviously, I think we still agree that every coach that does not win the division will probably be fired.
Correct.
Next year. Baker Mayfield, has Baker Mayfield played good enough this year to earn himself a spot as a starter moving forward?
Yes.
I think he might be back. I think there's not enough talk about Baker Mayfield being comeback player of the year.
Yes.
That's not happening.
Yes.
Do you think it's DeMar?
Well, yeah, DeMar, remember he got in for that one special teams play.
Yeah. But it's got to be
Tua?
Russell Wilson? Tua?
DeMar.
Fingers, yeah.
It's harder to have.
I mean, I guess it happened in the playoffs. Brock Purdy?
Yeah. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah.
It could be, but with a player like Russell Wilson, you're just giving him comeback player of the year because he sucked last year.
Wait, we were wrong about all this. Did you guys see Aaron Rodgers practice today?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically a game.
Yeah. I agree. No, actually, we should give it to him. I've got a juicy little future on him.
And Barstool Sports tweeted it, Aaron Rodgers is not even human.
Okay.
I'd actually say missing the entire season because you got injured is the most human thing ever.
Well, was he injured?
Scenes.
He's literally showing that he's human.
Was he
the fact that he hasn't been playing?
Was he actually injured to begin with?
Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, nerd nugget for Bucks Packers.
Via Greg Auman. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield.
Oh, we're giving out credit now?
Well, sometimes. Sometimes I get them from the notes. Sometimes I get them from actual people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield has played at Lambeau Field in each of the last 2 years. Also both in December. With the Browns on Christmas Day in 2021, he lost throwing 4 interceptions. And with the Rams last year, he lost and was sacked 5 times.
Yeah, unlike Lambeau.
So
So that was
December,
Greg Allman's Nerd Nugget of the Week.
That might be my nerd nugget of the week this week. That was
Well,
really
it's
good.
Greg Allman's because he only has
covers
one,
the Bucks.
right?
He covers the Bucks.
Is it? Well, how do you spell his last name? Is it Greg Allman?
A-U-M-A-N.
Is he an Allman brother?
Oh, AU.
Oh, okay.
It's Owlman.
Owlman.
He
The
covers the
Owlman.
NFC
That's
South
actually
for
bird
Fox
nugget of the
Sports.
week.
Does he have a Tootsie Pop in his hand?
No.
Okay. That was probably dated me really bad.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Well,
How many licks
yeah,
that thing?
I'm only
take?
one day older than you.
Yeah, you are fucking old.
I know what Tootsie Pop is.
No, I know the commercial. The owls. 1, 2.
You know what a good joke would be if you said Greg Owlman and then we said who?
Yeah.
You said Owlman.
Who?
That'd be a good joke. File that away for
Loopy
future
episode, folks. Hank, you writing this shit down? That was a bit that you could use.
use. Yeah, dude.
Hey guys, we got any owlmen out there? Who?
Dude, owls rock.
Yeah.
Owls
Hank, what if you did an hour of just straight up like, anyone here from Detroit? Anyone here from Sacramento? And just did every city in America.
That's actually not a bad idea.
All right, no one from Sacramento?
Cut this.
Let's try San Jose.
We'll cut this.
Albuquerque in the house. All right. Next game, Bears at Browns. I've dubbed this a gateway game, which makes me very nervous because I think I'm 0-4 in my life in gateway games. And when I say gateway game, it's not only a gateway game for the Bears in like what the rest of – because like, if they win this game, they have the Cardinals and the Falcons at home, and you can start thinking, ooh, you know, they're getting spicy. It's also a gateway game for my happiness. I am very, very excited for this game. If the Bears win this game, I will be a very, very happy boy. It is a gateway game. And again, my record in gateway games, for lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the Bears this weekend. I really do. There's another guy that got banged up on the Browns defense.
They've lost. So this week they lost Grant Delpit, who is their leading tackler, and then Oronquo, who's their second in sacks.
Yeah, Oronquo was great. There was actually a great quote from Jim Schwartz about the injury that he had because he had a
pectoral
tear, and he played through it on one arm. And Jim Schwartz said, "I went back and watched the film and almost threw up."
Oh wow!
He almost puked.
That would have made him football pussy of the week if Jim Schwartz had puked.
Make your coach puke.
Yeah,
that's actually a badass move though to make your coach puke.
And then Denzel Ward's been out for a few weeks now, and it feels like he's playing the game of is he back, is he not every week.
Yeah, I kind of like the Bears this weekend. I know it sounds crazy to say. The Browns have looked okay the last couple of weeks. Flacco just got that contract.
He got paid.
He gets paid for every win. He gets a $75,000 bonus per win. And then the playoffs, I think it goes to like $100,000, $250,000, $500,000. And then I think it's $2 million if he wins.
They should have made that $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Haslam should have been like, you now own, what is it, Pilot?
A Flying J.
Flying J. You own Flying J if the Browns win the Super Bowl.
That would be a great.
That would have been a great incentive.
Also a great nickname for Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Flying J.
Yeah. I'm nervous about this game because I have flashbacks. I think we watched this game together. We were in, it might not have been everyone here. We were in Aurora for a deal with Penn where we did a watch party, and we did a promo. It was 1985, last time the Bears won the Super Bowl. I don't know if anyone knows that year. We did a promo that if you bet $1 on the Bears against the Browns, you would get $1,985. And it was a promo that was like, I remember it was one of the first big promos we did with Penn, and they're like, if so many people have bet this, that if the Bears cover, like, we might all be out of jobs. It was the game that Justin Fields, I think, got sacked 7 times. It was his first start, and they scored 6 points, and he looked absolutely miserable. He was 6 for 20 for 68 yards. So, yeah, the Bears had 47 total yards in that game.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I'm a little nervous about this game. I have that flying in my head. Where I'm like, the last time I saw the Bears on this field, it was the worst game I've ever watched.
You do have full permission, though, to just be like, Bears are back if they win this.
Oh.
If they get to 6-8.
If the Bears win this game, they don't control their destiny. But the fact that they play the Falcons and Cardinals at home and then the Packers week 18, like they could be in a similar spot to what the Lions were last year.
I want you to do a visualization technique with me here. Imagine it's the last week of the season. Justin Fields beats the Packers, You get into the playoffs. Then you get smoked first round of the playoffs by the Eagles. Yeah, think about that.
The Eagles can't run the ball on the Bears.
You get smoked by the
No
Eagles,
chance you can run the ball on the Bears.
And then Max gets the biggest revenge of his entire career on you.
It wouldn't. So if that happens, I don't actually think it would be the biggest revenge because, one, the Eagles would still have to win 3 more games to win the Super Bowl. And 2, if that happens, I will be playing with so much house money at that point that Max will be in a spot where, like, if he loses, his life is over.
He'll be terrified.
It's not a win.
Yeah. And
there's no win for me.
And if he wins, it's like, well, dude, it was the Bears. They were fucking 4-8 a month ago. So I will sign up for that.
I would not sign up for that.
That would be 100% pressure on Max, like maybe 1% pressure on me.
But there would be zero.
Zero. It's house money. If they
you
ran
would lose
the table,
that game, and you would be like, all right, we made it to the playoffs.
And
that
we
was
beat
fun.
the Packers.
And
Yeah.
if you fucking beat me, that would actually be a moment.
So now I'm rooting
where
for
I
it.
wouldn't come into work that
Yeah.
day.
But if you did,
No, you wouldn't be able to.
But yeah, also have to
Right, I
think
would not
about
be able
the
to come into work.
aftermath to that game.
We'd already be at work.
If you made the playoffs, if you lose in the playoffs, you probably keep Justin Fields next year.
I still think it's on the table that listen, we had a debate yesterday on the old xvideos.com. The financials still make sense to start with a rookie and build a defense and everything. So
what about this? What about keeping Justin Fields around next year as a backup?
I don't think that makes much sense.
You don't think so? He's still cheap?
No, I don't think so because I think you have to decide on his 5th-year options like this spring.
You would have to decide, this year. So you decline the 5th-year option.
And then you keep him as a backup.
You keep him as a backup, and then maybe his value grows.
Yeah.
In the year where he doesn't play.
Either way, this is a gateway game. I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
It's the first Bears game since week 1 against the Packers this year where my hopes are as high as they could be and the potential for disaster are as even higher.
Yeah, I'd be concerned about Flacco getting beaten up by the Bears defense.
Well, we'll see. I don't want to hurt him.
No, you can't hurt Flacco.
That's true. You can't hurt him. Nerd Nugget.
The Bears are a juggernaut on the ground when it comes to big runs. Chicago has 57 rushes of 10-plus yards this season, which leads the NFL.
Oh, all right.
I also think there's going to be a big DJ Moore and Justin Fields with his legs. Man coverage. Browns are heavy man coverage. DJ Moore's a beast man coverage. So if you're looking for something, that's my thoughts. Okay, next game, a game that no one should bet, but it's happening because no one knows what's going to happen with all these injuries. Texans to Titans. Is CJ Stroud going to play? Probably not.
I mean, we should have learned from our mistake with the Texans last time as a group. My guess is that he's not going to play because he
did not practice today.
So it could be Case Keenum.
Yeah.
It's Davis Mills or Case Keenum.
Can't believe Case Keenum's still around.
Yep. Nico Collins probably out, I would assume.
I think so. I'm
Tank
scared
Dell
now.
officially out?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Mechie playing.
This is one of those games where I would love to take the Texans because you have the Titans coming off a big Monday night win, the Texans coming off a horrific game against the Jets. It's a clear, like, hey, just swap them. But without C.J. Stroud, and the Titans are wearing the Oilers uniforms.
That's the thing is they're wearing the throwbacks. We said at the start of the year the winner of this game should get to wear the Houston Oilers throwbacks.
No. Taylor Wan actually tweeted that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, yesterday.
He tweeted that before me yesterday?
Yesterday.
Damn. Did he really? It's a good take. Good take, Taylor.
Yeah.
You did it. Was that on the bus?
No, he tweeted it.
Okay.
Yeah, he tweeted it.
It's a good take. I mean, sometimes you got to take your hat off. And
he also, though,
I
I felt bad for him because Titans fans jumped down his throat because they're like, "Fuck that!" Like, we know that they're not actually going to play for a jersey. We're just speaking in hypotheticals. So I back up Taylor in that respect.
We're speaking as fans, and we understand what happened with the franchise moving, and the franchise that moves gets to keep all the
history,
intellectual property,
right?
And the Texans spring up as an expansion team. I'm just saying. There's nothing in Tennessee about oil.
No.
That's Houston. And also you had so many iconic players that played in those uniforms in Houston. It feels like it should be a Houston.
The Texans should just fight fire with fire, and when they come to Tennessee and they wear these Oilers uniforms, they should just wear like a guitar on their helmet.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, bluegrass. We're the Houston Bluegrass.
Yeah, the country boys from Texas.
Okay. Nerd Nugget.
Titans running back Derrick Henry has scored 2 touchdowns in each of the last 3 games and can set the franchise record by recording his 4th consecutive game with at least 2 rushing touchdowns. Who He'd become the 8th NFL player since the 1970 merger to accomplish that.
Wow.
Tractorcito season.
Yeah.
Tractorcito season. All right, next up, Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins' offensive line's a mess.
Could this be a get-right game for the Dolphins?
I don't think so.
Their offensive line is banged up. I think they're down 3 starters, right?
Yeah.
And the Jets
4 maybe.
The Jets defense is good.
Very good.
And I think they might be looking at this game. So if you're the Jets and you've had a bad season, you've lost a lot of really shitty games where your offense couldn't do shit. We've talked about how the defense at some point has to be like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of this shit.
Yep.
When you play against a good team that's got all the accolades and a team that people are talking about as being possibly Super Bowl contenders, I feel like that's a good natural shot in the arm for the Jets defense to go out there and have something to prove.
Also, I think the Jets defense got a little bounce back in their step last week when Zach Wilson showed to be competent.
Yeah, he's really good now.
Like you get at least, maybe the play is actually Jets first half because they're going off of what Zach Wilson looked like in the second half last week. So they're like, oh, he's going to be good. It might take a half for them to be like, no, he's still Zach Wilson.
It's Zach Wilson again.
Yeah. That might be the play.
I like the Dolphins in this situation. I feel like Zach Wilson coming back to earth. That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Memes. Historically a very safe bet.
Memes, Jets win this, Rodgers?
If Jets win this, we're all the way back. I've created a path to the playoff for the Jets.
Okay, go on.
The worst part about me asking Memes this is that I'm laughing at him, but it's no different than when I talk about the Bears. We're both 5-8.
Yeah, but the NFC's more.
What, Max?
Every team in the AFC is 7-6. No team in the NFC is 7-6.
Oh yeah, they're what? All 6 and
Oh,
7.
they're all 6 and 7.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
So you have
Oh,
a game close.
yeah.
Memes is there's
You're
a
right.
0.05% chance that the Jets make the playoffs,
There's
and
Pat.
Memes is acting like it's 50-50.
Okay, so you're right. Thank you, Max. So
Vikings
I'm
are 7 and
crazy.
6.
I'm crazy. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of 6 and 7 teams. I'm crazy, but I'm not as crazy as Memes. Thank you, Max. Memes, give us the path.
So if one of the
Does
if
any
the-
team have to get hit like have a plane crash?
no, Max,
I literally
Max
said
mentioned
that.
it. Max
I literally
mentioned it.
said that this
Okay, all
afternoon.
right, good.
All right, so week
That would
15.
be great if he went through all the iterations and it's like, and the Chiefs have to like all get kidnapped.
If the Buffalo Bills flight runs into a building.
Yeah.
So the third playoff spot needs to have 7 wins by the end of this week. So the Jets have to beat the Dolphins.
Okay.
The winner of Steelers Colts will be 8 wins. So hoping the Colts win that one.
Okay.
Lions beat the Broncos.
Okay.
Vikings have to beat the Bengals.
Okay.
Bears have to beat the Browns.
Wait, are we doing this for every week?
Yeah. Well, no, just week 15.
Okay, all right.
Just play what's in front of you.
Yeah. Titans beat the Texans. Cowboys beat the Bills.
All right, send me that because I'll put it in as a parlay for you.
Okay. And then teams most likely to fuck up this path are the Bengals and the Jets.
I'm looking at that graph that I talked about earlier.
You really kind of buried the lead there.
When it comes to the graph on how your playoff percentages increase or decrease based on this game, it looks like with a win, the Jets' playoff percentage increases by, this looks like 1%.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're taking baby steps. Actually, Memes, you know what you should do? Just say, like, if the Jets make the playoffs and Aaron Rodgers starts, you'll do ayahuasca.
In.
Okay.
It is funny. I just looked up the standings, and the Jets are in 14th place out of 16 teams.
Best team in the NFC.
It's spoiler season and could be back season.
Oh, man. Okay. Next game up. Nerd Nugget.
This is the first time in Dolphins history that Miami's recorded a pick 6 in 3 consecutive games. If they can do it again on Sunday against the Jets, they join the 2002 Bucs as the only teams in the NFL since 2000 to have a pick 6 in 4 straight games.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Next game. Chiefs at Patriots. Belichick.
Yeah, Belichick news. So as a Patriots
Is there
fan,
news or reports?
as a
Well, you
Patriots
reported
fan-
on it on Wednesday's show. People heard that.
I reported on the report.
Did you get a lot of tweets about that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
As a Patriots fan on this podcast, I'm just going to say that seems like fake news to me. Seems like a fake news media report from Tom Curran. The media's been out to get us since 2000. It feels like
Why did you do the report on it?
At the start.
Oh yeah, we should have PFT do the report.
At the start, it was okay. Going back to the beginning, it was like, oh, you're videotaping your opponent's practices illegally and then using that material to game plan for them. The fake news media was wrong about that. Then there was
No, they were right about.
no, they hate us because they ain't us. No, Hank, you're doing fan fiction.
Listen
right
to
now.
him.
They weren't
Listen
right
to
about
him.
that. Okay, Belichick didn't do anything wrong. What I can't believe that you're going against my Patriots like this. So they were wrong about that. Then after that, there was the tuck rule, right? The tuck rule, everybody knows that was bullshit. That was a great call by the refs. After
That
that,
benefited the Patriots.
no, I'm just
How
saying,
is
but
that
then
bullshit?
people complained about the tuck rule and said, oh, the Patriots are cheating again. I'm just saying, like, the news media has been against us for so long, like what you're saying right now. Everybody hated the Patriots after that call. They thought that it was bullshit. It wasn't. It was a good rule.
Was it after that
After
call
that-
or after they won the second and then third Super Bowl?
Okay, well then, yeah, that went right along with the whole videotaping practices thing. That was hand in hand. Then there was Aaron Hernandez killing a bunch of people, and people were like, oh, the Patriots are bad organization for that. Then there was Julian Edelman getting his drink spiked by something, and everyone came at us and said, oh, the Patriots are running a real loose ship around here. Okay, what's going on with that? Then there was messing with the injury report and like Brandon Spikes and being like, oh, you guys are cheating that way. And then after that, it was, oh, you're fucking with the in-game communications between Mike Tomlin and his players on the field, on the sideline. That was also fake. That was fake news. Then there was Deflategate. Oh, Tom Brady's cheating by deflating all these balls. Then there was Robert Kraft getting sucked off at the day spa,
No, jerked off.
allegedly. Okay, there was mouth contact. It might have just been a tongue. But then that was a bunch of bullshit, too. They were just coming at us for that. Then there was the fake lighthouse thing that everybody got upset about. I don't care. Now,
Wait, you forgot one. Then Belichick had that booty call at that girl's house.
oh, yeah, Belichick, shirtless, walk of shame, slut-shaming our head coach, Bill Belichick. And then now this is just another brick in the wall. And we're brick by brick. We're defending the wall. This is our Patriots. They hate us because they ain't us. And this is just a normal report that I would expect from the fake news media.
Hank, as a Cowboys fan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, some of those things I thought were facts. Some of them I agree that they're rumors and speculation and nonsense scuttlebutt.
What about the mouth versus hand situation with Kraft?
He's probably doing it all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our
That's
guy.
what Jerry would do.
That's our guy. That's
What?
Robert Kraft, Mr. Positions.
That's what Jerry would do. That's just a sign of a great owner.
Yeah, that's true. Your guy, Jerry.
He definitely would. No, Jerry would go anal.
Yeah, for sure.
He goes anal.
He wouldn't get the massage.
But yeah, the report that came out on Tuesday night was that Patriots expected to move on from Belichick. That had been reported or had been discussed after the Germany game. We all remember that one where Mac Jones threw like the worst interception of all time. And yeah, Mr. Kraft was embarrassed. Belichick said, okay, well, then we're done here.
Do you believe it?
No, as a Patriots fan, there's no chance.
0?
0% chance. I don't think Belichick would leave. I think the Patriots might win this game.
Spoiler.
Spoil it for the Chiefs. And then, it'd be kind of crazy, too, because then
Well, remember when
Commanders
the
would jump
Patriots
up
beat
in
the
the
Chiefs
draft.
opening night and they called,
No, the Chiefs beat the Patriots.
but the guy was they called him out of bounds when he wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the time when was it Trent Dilfer was like it's over.
Yeah. That was
The
Goodell.
N'Keal
That
Harry.
was Goodell night.
N'Keal Harry.
That was Monday night game.
The
fall
N'Keal Harry was
2014.
recently I believe that was the night everyone had the Goodell towels,
Oh yeah. That was when Dave cried.
and Feidelberg was like, "Enjoy your heirlooms" or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. PFT knows all that.
Yeah,
yeah, this is like I've lived in and breathed it. It's like same. They run the same playbook against the Patriots every year. Oh, here's another story just to make us look bad. And then guess what we do? We respond. We win Super Bowls.
I don't think they're gonna win this week.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause you're a hater.
I agree. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to get right.
The NFL needs the Chiefs to win,
Oh,
and so I think that's gonna play a factor as it usually does when these two teams match up. Sometimes the Patriots overcome. Sometimes they have no choice but not to. But I think if it's close, Chiefs are winning this. And they might lose by 30.
I think the Chiefs are going to win this game because that Patriots-Steelers game, like Bailey Zappi was incredible for 2 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went right back to the Patriots offense, not good.
They just built up a big enough lead.
Right.
And then it was
So
like, okay, but we forget that we're like Bailey Zappi played good last week.
yeah, right. So I think this is like everyone in the Chiefs, locker rooms like this. We have to win this game easily because this is time. It's time.
How sick would it be if Travis Kelce did the lateral again this week?
That would be sick.
It'd be great. Get that ball to Canton.
Yeah.
That's a highlight.
Kadarius Toney would probably be offsides again.
Kadarius Toney.
And where's he going to line up? Is he going to line up in the backfield every game? Every day?
They should. Yeah, they should tell him, you're never on the line of scrimmage.
He might line up, in Kansas City because they won't bring him on the plane.
That would be a smart move.
Yes. So you think the Patriots are going to lose?
Yeah, they'll lose close.
Oh, so you hungry dog?
Hungry dogs for winners.
Oh, okay. So have you won it a lot?
Yeah. Historically.
All right.
Juju revenge game, too.
Yeah, Juju revenge game.
Back to back.
Still waiting for his knee to explode.
Yeah.
At any
You
second.
should get that knee exploded.
It's a revenge tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Nerd Nugget.
I actually have a theory to Hank's point. I think
Nerd
the NFL.
theory?
Whoa. Nerd theory.
Okay, theory. I
Stephen Hawking.
think if the NFL wanted anything, they should want the Chiefs not to get the bye because that's one extra game of ratings for the Swifties in Super Wildcard Weekend.
Good point.
Good point.
Well, that would explain why they didn't ask Al Michaels to do that game. Because when on Thursday Night Football, you remember Al Michaels was against Taylor Swift. He was like, listen, we're going to show her, but we're not going to make her the main story because she's not the main story. Football is the main story.
I thought it was because Al Michaels and Taylor Swift can never be in the same building, otherwise they'd fuck.
The attraction is too high. Yeah.
I don't want to say how,
Yeah.
but they would.
They would. They would. But yeah, Al Michaels, there's a theory out there that Al Michaels was asked to step aside because he wasn't playing ball with them asking to put Taylor Swift on the broadcast.
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's theory. We're just going theory for theory.
it's true. It's fair.
Theory
Good trade. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice has 6 receiving touchdowns this season. With one more, he can break the tie with 4 other former Chiefs for most touchdown receptions in a player's rookie season.
Rice has got to be the best receiver last name
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that Nerd Nugget come directly from the Chiefs
PR.
wide receiver locker room?
It was from Chiefs Game Notes.
Yeah. I mean, their wide receivers stink.
They're pretty bad. Well,
Here's the one.
whose
Good.
wide receivers are worse in this game, the Chiefs or the Patriots? Both pretty bad.
It's
Devontae Parker on the Patriots
Yeah.
still? Is he playing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he caught some
I
balls.
forgot about him.
He's probably the best receiver on the field,
The
right?
Pats have
Yeah.
a few former Dolphins. They have Gesicki, Devontae.
Yeah.
Henry.
Okay.
Not former Dolphins.
He's a
Yeah.
tight end.
Next game. Giants and Saints.
Does he catch the ball?
You don't know anything about our roster.
Giants and Saints.
Tommy.
I'm in on Tommy DeVito on this game.
You have no choice but to root for Tommy DeVito.
I was thinking about it too, PFT. I was looking back because I know that Panthers Saints game was hard for you with the every touchdown bet. That was a 14-6 game.
Yeah, no,
The Panthers outgained the Saints by 100 yards.
that's what was so frustrating,
Right.
Because they had every chance to score a touchdown and they just wouldn't.
right. So then you look at the box score and you're like, oh, they beat the Panthers 28-6. They killed them. Saints are right. No. The Saints are not right. There's nothing right about the Saints right now, and you're going to lay 6 points?
Yeah, they're
Tommy DeVito.
broken.
Yeah.
They're a broken franchise.
Yeah. So you have to.
You can't root against the Tommy DeVito moment that's happening right now.
The only way you
if you're a Saints fan, and I honestly think that a lot of Saints fans would rather them not win these games because it delays an inevitable explosion of the team. But if you're anybody but besides a Saints fan, you have no excuse to be rooting for the Saints this weekend. Extend the Tommy DeVito story. It's fun. Let us have this fun little blip.
The only people who can root against Tommy DeVito are Saints fans, and then if you are late to the Tommy DeVito party. Because, like, I was talking to Dave, he had the Packers on Monday Night Football, and he was like, I want to take the Giants here, but I'm late to the party. Because you can't switch. If the train starts going, if the narrative train starts going and you missed the first 2 stops, you jump on that train crashes off the bridge.
Yeah, this would be a bad game to introduce somebody to Tommy DeVito.
Right. You don't want to do
There's
that.
a great chance that it does derail and things go haywire, but keep enjoying it. Like, let us enjoy our Tommy DeVito moment. I want this to extend.
If you can't handle your Tommy DeVito at what was it, like 17 yards, or no, it was like minus
Negative
7
net
yards.
yards, yeah.
Then you don't deserve him on this 3-game winning streak.
No, he might be good.
He might be good. He's going. You know what? He's going next week.
What?
He's got a permit.
To what?
Eagle hunting.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do we know any Italian Eagles fans that would be really, really upset with that?
Be torn. You should do a split jersey next week.
No shot.
Eagles and the
I
Italian
am not
flag.
torn in the slightest. Yeah, Sirianni rocks an Italian flag
And Dom
every
is-
day. And Dom.
We'll get to Dom in a minute. Yeah, I'm all Giants here. Probably a mistake, but once you're on the train, you don't get off.
Just watching, I'm a prisoner of the moment. So on one hand, I'm rooting for Tommy DeVito. On the other, I'm full in on the Saints offensive linemen don't like Derek Carr.
Yes, I agree with that. And we will talk more about that with Jeff Saturday because he had some good insight. We asked him a specific question about that. Okay, last early games, Falcons at Panthers. Oh, boy, PFT. I don't know how you can bet Desmond Ridder as a favorite on the road, but I also don't know how you can bet the Panthers. Couple little facts from this game. One, that really cool camera that they have at the Mercedes-Benz Dome,
Yeah.
where they track the ball, they released a highlight of Desmond Ridder throwing a pass to Drake London. It was like the worst pass ever.
So our colleague Big T had a very good observation from that.
Yeah.
Even Desmond Ritter's highlight throws look like they're being intercepted by his own wide receiver.
That was exactly what happened. He threw it to a cornerback, and Drake London dove in front of him at the last second to catch it.
Made a great play on the ball.
It was crazy.
It is a great camera, though.
It is a great camera. Other fact about this game, if you would like to go to this game, use the Game Time app, but guess what? Ticket get-in price?
$7.
45 cents.
What? That's like 1950. You get a free shoe shine with that?
45 cents.
That's crazy.
That's not real.
Tepper's
David
got to
Tepper.
be pissed off about that.
45 cents.
If I was David Tepper, I would buy every ticket for this game
You have to.
just so you didn't have the
The
embarrassment
45 cents.
of the 45 cents.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's tough. Chirp, 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 chirp. Bird nugget of the week
Let's go.
Love it.
for the Falcons.
you don't.
For the Falcons. Bird fact. Did you know that you can tell which way the wind is blowing by how birds are standing?
Well, that would make sense, right?
Birds always stand facing into the wind.
Oh.
They like the adversity.
Yeah, they don't want to get blown away, too. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, if the wind kind of gusts,
Then they just take off
yeah,
and
they're
fly
just
away.
going. They're all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're flying.
Birds, if you can tell, if you're ever stranded in nature and you see a bird facing east, then you can be like, actually, that wouldn't really work. You just know which way the wind's blowing.
Because a bird.
If you're on a golf course and there's a bunch of asshole Canadian geese next to you,
Yeah,
you'd be like,
those aren't birds.
Which way is
It's
this blowing
ridiculous.
the golf ball in this shot? You're like, well, the birds are facing that way. That's where the wind's coming from.
That would make sense though, because if they had their ass to the wind, it'd be like a car in neutral.
Yeah,
You could just roll away at any moment.
yeah. It's like dogs when they're in a car. Dogs will always put their face in the wind too. They won't look backwards.
Yeah,
Birds like the
Facts.
adversity.
that's a fact. Yeah, I like betting Desmond Ridder -3 on the road is a very scary proposition, but I don't know how you could bet the Panthers at this point. And I've tried to bet the Panthers a few times in the last few weeks.
I think I might double down on my start Andy Reid take or Andy Dalton take
yeah,
for the Panthers.
I don't like it.
because I've talked to some
Still
Panthers
don't
fans.
like it.
They don't hate the idea. A lot of them actually like the idea because I think that you're doing more harm than good to Bryce.
Because they don't want to give up the first pick.
Yeah.
They want to win a couple games and not give up the first pick. So I like Bryce Young. You got to let the kid learn.
Yeah, I think if you're a Panthers fan, you want to save everything that Bryce Young's doing. You want the real coaches to come in. You don't want him to learn anything else that he's going to have to unlearn over this offseason. You don't want his confidence to get killed any more than it already is. You don't want him to get hurt, God forbid. So just put Andy Dalton in.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I need Bryce Young to keep losing. I like that he's losing. Okay. Take a quick break. Oh, Bird Nugget.
Yeah, I got to reverse.
No, Nerd Nugget.
I'm going to reverse course quickly and let you know that Giants have 14 takeaways in the last 5 weeks, including a Week 13 bye.
Wait. Oh, I missed the last one?
Yeah, but it's
Got
okay.
it.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay. Thank you, Jake. Very cool.
Their 14 takeaways in the last 4 games are the highest in a 4-game span since 2012. So the Giants defense.
That's
making
actually
some
good.
moves.
Yeah. All right.
And
All right.
then,
I like that. That's a good one.
The Panthers are wearing black helmets for the first time this season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That changes my calculus.
Well, the last time they wore them, it was at home against the Falcons as well. They won 25-15.
Black helmet game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I might take the Panthers.
Pulling out all the stops.
Their offense can't be as bad as it was last week, right? That's like impossible.
No, it's been really bad for a long time.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, it's been really bad for a long time. All right, before we get to the afternoon games and the Sunday night game, Quick word from our friends. Apple Takeover, the family plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus, starring Mark Wahlberg as Dan Morgan, who is many things, a devoted husband, a loving father, a celebrated car salesman. He's also a former assassin, and when his past catches up to his present, he takes his unsuspecting family on a road trip unlike any other. This is this is a must-watch. Put a must-watch tag on this. If you have to have Apple TV. Apple TV has everything. I love Apple TV. So the family plan now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Again, Mark Wahlberg's in it, recurring guest, good friend of the show. The family plan now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Go watch it right now and tell us how good it is, because we know how good it is. We watched it. We love it. The family plan now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Mark Wahlberg. We'll get him back on the show.
Going to be a good holiday watch. I'll give you a bonus watch on Apple TV. I really like Blackbird. Blackbird was good.
Yes, I have to watch it.
If you like movies or TV shows about prison and about murderers and people snitching on each other, and it's a true story too.
Yeah, I have to catch up on all my watching, my TV movie
Severance,
watching.
very good on Apple TV.
I got to watch all of it.
Oh yeah, Severance rocks.
Go watch The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. This is a perfect time of year to sit down on the couch on a Friday night. It's cold out. Family Plan now streaming on Apple TV Plus. Okay. Afternoon games. 49ers at Cardinals. The sneak them in 4:05, 3:05 start. I'm going to do something dangerous, PFT. I think I'm going to bet on the Cardinals.
Take the birds. I think this game is going to be over by the time the real afternoon games start. That's what I think. The late starts.
Okay, the only reason I'm going to take the Cardinals is they're coming off a bye. And I know that look-aheads don't really exist in the NFL, but if they did, the Niners are looking ahead to a huge game against the Ravens Monday Night Football that will decide both conferences' 1 seeds, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know if the Niners can look ahead, though, because they had those 3 losses in a row. So
I know.
They're fighting for the 1 seed right now.
They're going to win. I'm saying, could this be that weird game? It starts at the fact that it starts at 3:05, 4:05, that weird game that you don't really pay attention to, and you're like, oh wow, the 49ers are only up 3 in the fourth quarter. Just saying, maybe.
The Cardinals defense is tough.
I said I was going to do something dumb.
Yeah, it might be dumb, but I guess in conferences you don't know what's going to happen between the two teams. They know each other.
Yeah, they
play each other a lot. Really well. I still like the Niners. I think the Niners are on. They've got a mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hank, are you getting high?
This is a C4.
Oh, okay. All right.
Love that.
Yeah, you are. You're getting high on nootropics.
Life. Okay, Jake, Nerd Nugget.
Since 2019, 53% of the 49ers receiving yards have come after the catch. This yak percentage ranks first in the NFL during that span.
That's the Debo stat.
Ooh,
It's the
Debo
yak.
stat.
That's your song, right?
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah. We'll have to get a new song now.
So hot.
It's hot in here?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It's very hot.
Okay, next game, Commanders at Rams. I have a question for PFT that will decide who I'm going to bet on here.
Okay.
PFT, we've known each other for a long time. We're good friends. We have a great working relationship. Did you dye your mustache?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Sorry, all right. I just wanted the honesty.
Yeah.
Hank turned to me last night. He's like, I think PFT dyed his mustache.
I gotta make this bad boy pop. I gotta make it pop.
I'm happy
somehow.
you're honest. Okay.
It's not, it's
We
not-
were-
We were thinking about it. And we didn't want to break. You know.
I was watching, so we were doing the Surviving Barstool
Uh-huh.
finale show last night, and I was stationed behind PFT diagonally, and I wasn't really involved in any of the conversation, so I was just looking around, and I just got fixated on your mustache. And I looked it up. I'm happy you admitted it, because I pulled up the receipts from a picture of you last night, and then the YouTube episode from Monday's show. And I was like, oh, this is the most dyed mustache of all time.
Well, let's not act like this is the first time
No,
I dyed
no,
my mustache.
No, I know.
Usually
that's
you
what
tell
it
us.
clicked.
Usually
It
tell
clicked.
us.
I was looking. I was like, his mustache, and I was like,
Usually
oh,
tell
he's
us.
done this before.
I'm just going for a different look right now. Listen, it's about to be the holidays. Going to see family over the holidays. I can't go back looking like a mix between Joe Dirt and Mario. So it's just like right now,
Mario had.
I look like
Keep going.
Okay, Tom Selleck, a mix between Tom Selleck and Joe Dirt. Many people are saying the mustache looks great. I would agree with them.
No one's talking about the sideburns. I need to.
I did not dye
The
the
sideburns are bad.
Well, the
like
real-
I
what
think the.
Wait.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa!
real-
We were just saying.
hang on,
bad. The sideburns are bad.
hang on, Soul Patch. All right, so when I
I lost a bet. You're doing this by choice.
I am, yeah. So here's my thing, right? if the sides of the mustache kind of grow in blonde sometimes, so if I grow the whole operation out, it looks like I'm doing a little H-man action with my facial hair.
This looks like a Confederate Revolutionary War soldier.
You're gonna write a letter to Andrew Luck.
Many great people on both sides. Yeah, listen. Okay, the mustache might not be the best look in the world, but just something I'm trying out.
I think it looks fine. It was just Hank and I was weighing on Hank and I because we were like, did he dye his mustache?
Oh yeah,
again?
yeah, million.
I was
percent.
I also
was-
just said
it was more-
Confederate Revolutionary War. I want to.
Oh, you're not the
I want to
smartest.
address that.
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah.
1,000,000% died. 100
worry.
million percent.
We're not expecting any real facts. From
Yeah, Max messed up a history fact. The credibility of the entire
Can't listen
podcast
anymore.
is in the
show
toilet
me
right
you
now.
show used to stand for something. For this game,
Yeah,
I think the Rams are going to win.
yeah, they're gonna win. I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored, which is nice. The defense on the Commanders side can't really do anything. I'm just looking for good stuff out of Sam Howell.
Yeah,
Continue to be the guy.
you're in the good stuff time where
I mean,
it's like just give me some stuff from the quarterback.
Yeah, give me some good stuff. No injuries from Sam Howell. I'm full in on tanking right now. I'm sure once the game starts, I'll want the Commanders to win, but I do not want them to win right now. I've got pre-nut clarity, and it would be bad if they won this football game.
Makes sense. Yeah, you want
Pre-nut delusion.
That I want them to lose this football
You don't
game?
get clarity pre-nut.
I do. I think my clearest right before I'm about to have sex.
the best.
That's delusion.
No, it's
That's
like
literally
no, I'm
exactly what that
focused.
is.
You get tunnel vision on the coochie. Yeah.
Delusion.
Yeah, you a perfect scenario for you is that Sam Howell looks really good and the 49ers or sorry, the Commanders stay like 10-point deficit the whole time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's like if you ever take the lead in the second half, then you're going to be like, we're winning.
It would be nice if they threw the ball to Terry McLaurin once
Yeah,
He had
not
the
doing
quote
just cardio.
after the last
Yeah.
game where he's like, I'm basically just doing cardio out there, not catching any balls.
Tough.
But I've reached the point with this team where, we lost Chase Young, lost Montez Sweat. The way that Josh Harris operates is it's probably going to be a clean rebuild where you just get everyone out and bring in entirely new, turn the page entirely. It might be time to say bye to Jonathan Allen. I know he's sick of this shit. I know he's fucking tired of this shit. He's fucking tired of this motherfucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
That famous quote. He's a great player. He's a captain. Love him. Wish him nothing but the best. Might be time to just be like, okay, even our good players like Jonathan Allen, Terry McLaurin, we might just be starting over entirely next year.
Yeah.
Just get everybody that's had a whiff. Anyone that's been in a room with Dan Snyder should not be on this team moving forward.
Yes.
That's kind of the position that I'm in right now because he will get his stink on you somehow.
Yeah, burn it all down.
Burn it all down, restart next year, turn the page, new coach. Maybe my Patriots could send Belichick down there. I don't know what that would look like.
It would be funny if the Commanders petitioned the league to be like, can you guys, we're going to change our name again. Can you just make us an expansion franchise?
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I would even, no, I don't want to say that. I mean, in the heat of the moment, if we didn't have a season next year and then we came back entirely new, that would be good for the future of the organization.
Right.
But I do obviously want to see the Commanders play football on Sundays. And Josh Harris might turn it around.
Yeah.
This is the team that he's focused on more than any other team that he owns.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay. Last afternoon game, the best game, Cowboys at Bills. Henry, your Cowboys.
the crown jewel.
The crown jewel.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Kind of want the Bills to win this game.
Why?
I like their story. I think they have a long road ahead of them. Dolphins fans are annoyingly cocky, and Bills fans I feel more of a connection to. Obviously, we like Josh. We were kind of rivals, but we never really overlapped too much in the rivalry era. Like the Patriots were really good, the Bills were bad, then the Bills got good when the Patriots were bad. And I like Bills Mafia. Dolphins fans are insufferable. Like they're super annoying, they're super cocky, they haven't won shit. And seeing
That just because you work around Nicky Smokes and Frank the Tank?
No, I mean they've always Nicky Smokes is definitely a good representation of it, and I like Frank, but he's just doom and gloom. Seeing him melt down is very funny. Like watching that game unfold and knowing he's gonna have these clips of him freaking out is good. Seeing them blow a season and somehow lose the AFC East would be funny.
Yes.
Hank, you'd be smiling.
I would be smiling.
It would
Hank
be,
Lockwood would be smiling.
The
His head
Bills-
would be spinning.
The Bills' story is, I mean, they've been through going even back to last season. It feels like everything that could go wrong for the Bills has gone wrong. For them to maybe run the table, Josh Allen would maybe win MVP.
I mean,
If he ran the table, They won the AFC East. He would have a chance.
You don't want to play the Bills in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm hoping they get to the playoffs. The Cowboys put Bills players on the tackling dummies this week. So I don't know what bowl game they're playing in. Is it Cheez-It Bowl or something? But that's a weird move.
It's on the robotic ones that move around?
Yeah, like I don't know if it was robotic ones, but it was weird.
That's a strange move to do.
That's a really strange move to do for an NFL team.
That's
right?
that's McCarthy just like making it look like he's busy during the week.
I also the Cowboys road wins this year. Hank, you know this. You could actually, why don't you tell us, Hank?
Eagles.
Nope.
You remember Dak stepped out?
Commanders.
Nope.
Giants.
Yes. Wow. Diehard Cowboys. All right, I shouldn't put you on the spot. The Cowboys road wins this year.
You even beat the Giants on the road?
No, you said yes.
Commanders?
No.
Yes.
Remember you guys played them on Thanksgiving.
Chargers, Giants, Panthers. Those teams stink.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 road wins.
Oh, we thought their win over the Chargers meant something.
Yeah. They are a completely different team away from home. I like the Bills.
What's the line in this game?
1.5.
Oh.
Yeah. I like the Bills.
It's a good test. If we lose this game, it's like a good wake-up call before the playoff run.
I also think the Bills, they're kind of – remember when we had Orlovsky on? He's like, put Josh Allen under center. They're doing that more now.
Yeah.
James Cook is electric. Like, I'm worried about the Bills' defense in this game, but I think that I think it's going to be kind of a shootout. So I like the Bills.
The line moved to 2 now.
Oh, that's probably because we talked about the tackling dummies.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. They're listening. Okay, Nerd Nugget.
First up, Rams running back Kyron Williams needs 10 more scrimmage yards to hit 1,000 on the season. He'd be the first Rams running back since Todd Gurley in 2019 to reach that mark.
He's good.
Okay.
Next up, Nerd Nugget of the week. Sack attack.
Oh.
The Bills have allowed. I made up that name. It wasn't in the notes.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks, Jake.
The Bills have
For a second, I thought that was not your creation.
If you're listening to the podcast and not the YouTube, you'd be like, who just walked into the room and punched Big Cat in the stomach?
Yeah.
Maybe now I know why you accidentally skipped 2 Nerd Nuggets.
No, that wasn't why. The problem is in reality is that we are now no byville. So there's 16 or 14 games.
That's fair.
It's a shitload of games.
Yeah. Sack attack. The Bills have allowed the least amount of sacks in the NFL with 18, tied with the Chiefs, and are tied for 3rd in the league in sacks themselves with 42.
Yeah, and this is the Cowboys, not only the road thing that I was talking about, how they're very different on the road. The Cowboys defense, while very good, has also beaten up and eaten up really bad offensive lines.
Yeah, they're very, very good against bad teams.
What was that? Did I have that stat? It was like they've given up it was last week, 220 points, and 40 of them were against like the Giants, Jets, twice, Jets, Patriots, like all these terrible teams.
But they did beat the Eagles
Panthers.
pretty convincingly last.
Yeah, they did. No, they looked awesome. But are the Eagles good?
Was that the Cowboys Super Bowl?
Are the Eagles good?
We don't know.
The Eagles good? Max, do you want to give us any thoughts about the Monday night game? Or no, sorry, let's do Sunday night, and then you give us some thoughts about the Monday night game, even though we don't usually do it. Ravens and Jaguars finishing us off. Loopy. I think I like the Ravens. I don't fucking know. This is a tough game.
It's weird with the prime time. So the Jaguars are going to have a lot to play for. They have the national stage. They're going to have a full house. People are pumped. This is almost a must-win for the Jaguars.
Yes.
If they want to keep thinking that they're going to be like a factor in the playoffs, I think I like the Jaguars. 3.5 at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
3.5 at home. This is probably a field goal game either way.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because like the Ravens played an awesome game last week against the Rams, but they also very easily could have lost that game.
Easily could have lost.
And
That's the Ravens.
If they had happened to lose that game last week, or tie even, if they don't return that punt for a touchdown, they get stuck around midfield, kick it back. Tie is in the realm of possibility. At that point, if they had tied that game, we wouldn't be thinking about the Ravens going into this game as being like world beaters.
That's true.
You know? So I like the Jaguars at home.
Okay. Mac or Nerd Nugget.
Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is the only quarterback in NFL history to produce 6 seasons of 600-plus rushing yards. He has 644 right now. No other quarterback has more than 4 such seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really fast.
Max, thoughts real quick?
I think we can talk about it Sunday.
Okay.
Let's do it Sunday.
Well, no, just give me a
Sounds
thought.
like he's not ready for
Give me one thought.
I am. I have thoughts, but this is a little teaser in the biz, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one thought.
You want to talk about it on Sunday?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
His thought is he wants to talk about it.
I don't like how Max jumped down my throat about the mustache thing. That seemed personal.
Yeah, no, he went. Hank
It's-
and I.
I have no. I think the mustache and
no, we
the.
don't have to replay it. You know what we know what you're gonna say. It's the sideburns.
I don't like the sideburns. They make me
I've had
uncomfortable.
I've had sideburns for 10 years.
Hank and I came in very soft on that, and then
Yeah, I was ready to talk
second-
about it in the show. Max came in with a camera earlier. I was like, "What the fuck is on your
Yeah,
face?"
and then Max just jumped over the top and was like, "Yeah."
I think that
I look classy.
I think that it needed that though. I think that
I look super
This-
classy.
What setting would it be considered classy? Like Myrtle Beach?
Super classy. I look well. Jackson.
yeah, if you're at the slot machine, like
Yeah.
classy as fuck.
I feel
Right.
it. Life is a slot machine for me.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and I hit the slot machine, and I've been
you're
on a fucking heater.
If you're in a bar in like Destin, Florida, you are classy.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Well, we have a big interview coming up, and I was just looking at you. I was like, what is this guy thinking when he's looking at your face right now?
What are you talking about?
Man, Max, he's doubling down.
That's mean, Max. I think I look good. You know what? Like haters everywhere. Haters everywhere. All around me. Like, listen.
You're supposed to be hair brothers.
I think I look.
Yeah.
I think I look good. I think I look like the perfect example of an American male.
Do you dye the under the chin beard?
No, I don't dye that.
Match the color.
I think it
that's
would
all
look good
natural.
without the sideburns, and I truly mean that.
So lay the fuck
Killing
off
your
my sideburns.
But I
dude.
think the rest of
Yo,
it would
get off
look
my
good.
boy's sideburns.
I think the rest
All
of
right?
it
Do
would
you not
look
realize
good.
I've had sideburns? For
We'll
the entire
fuck you
time
up.
I've
No,
been
but
doing
it's
the
like
show?
it's the way that you like shaved it.
Stop.
It's like very purposeful.
Stop
Yeah, I
asking
was. I
questions,
did
PFT.
line it
Yeah,
up.
like the lineup
gonna
on the
keep going.
sideburns is.
I lined up.
it's-
You know what I did last night when I was shaving? I was trying to have it so that the sideburns connected all the way to the mustache. Right, that'd be a good look.
Literally, like exactly like the Civil War. Continue.
Like the Civil War, yeah. And I accidentally nicked part of this side of it and disconnected it. So I'm like, fuck, now I just got to make it pointy on the sideburns, keep the mustache as is. But yeah, it would have looked so much cooler if the sideburns connected.
yeah.
It was just like very,
would've looked-
very zen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do our picks.
You're a piece of shit, man.
If you just keep asking questions, he's gonna keep going harder. So
That's
he's
true.
gonna, lay your sword down. Picks. Who's picking first, and what are the standings?
Memes, who's picking first?
I think Jake.
Okay, I'm picking first. So in the warm-up category, the opening act, I have 17.5. Memes has 15. Max has 15. Head-to-head, heading into it. And right now, main event 1 hour. Big Cat 19.5. PFT 18. Hank 12.5. Hank is
Okay.
5.5 back with 8 points remaining. So if my math is correct, if PFT outgains Hank this week, I believe it would be over because then you'd be 6.5 up with 6 to play.
Okay.
Okay. Who's picking first?
I'm going to take the Dolphins minus 9.5 against the Jets.
Okay. Max.
I am going to take the Bears.
Ooh.
Okay.
Plus 3 against
Plus
the
3.
Browns.
Okay. Memes.
Ravens, Jaguars over 42.5.
Ooh.
Piece of
Sunday
shit.
night. Hank.
Quick announcement here.
What?
What's it called?
Announcement. I just thought of that.
Whoa, I like that.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta get rid of that, Hank.
We're doing at Barstool River North in Chicago on Wednesday a talent show. We're gonna have a bunch of people, 5 minutes, some comedians, some food people, some magicians, whatever you want to do. We'll put out the link for the submission form. Send it in today or tomorrow. We're gonna pick them on Saturday. There's a chance someone might be going up there for 5 minutes. Test it out.
Oh, doing a little stand-up.
Nice.
So show up. Come Wednesday night at 7, Barstool River North.
Love it.
Submit if you want talent. You win $500 and a guest spot in the Yak.
Yeah.
My pick, I think, is going to be a nuclear missile whale.
Oh.
First of the year.
Oh.
Mega lock.
Oh.
Mega bomb. Chart. Jeez.
Oh no. It's gonna lose.
That's tough.
Rams.
It's gonna lose.
Rams. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Minus 6.5 against the
It's
Commanders.
gonna lose now. It's gonna
Shit.
lose now. That was bad.
You want to take the Chargers?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking L.A.
Okay. My first pick. I'm gonna take the Cowboys Bills over 50.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Points.
That's a
points,
fun game to root
points,
for.
Points.
I'm going to take Commanders Rams over 50.5.
Love it.
Big over.
Love
Commanders
it.
defense stinks. Sam Howell's going to put up some points, I hope.
Love it. And
I'm going to do something crazy.
yeah.
My New England Patriots
Oh,
plus 7.5.
Oh,
At home.
oh,
Lighthouse.
Could be a back door.
Against the
yeah.
Chiefs.
Lighthouse.
Could be a back door.
Okay, I'm gonna go Tommy DeVito plus 6. Giants plus 6 in the dome, which is not a real dome anymore.
Because I crunched so many numbers for this game, I looked at it deeply in depth. I'm going to go with the Commanders Rams under.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
So-
this. I
we
like this.
see what
This
you're
could-
doing. I
this
wasn't
could-
familiar with your game.
That could be the clincher.
It could be, yeah.
Or it could tighten the gap.
Have-
Wow.
Thought about that, Hank? That could be the clincher.
Hank.
Yeah, but I'm committed to it, but I might as well fight. I might as well.
Yeah, you
I'm
might as well
gonna
fight.
fight head on.
Yeah, you might
Jon
as well
Snow,
fight.
Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, memes.
Eagles minus 3.
Okay.
go,
That's 3.5, I see.
I see 3.
I see 3.
3 it is.
Let's go memes. I'm going to go Saints Giants over.
Ooh.
What are
Okay.
we looking at?
I think I had
That's Max's
39.5?
sneaky way of letting us know he loves his paisan.
That's not true. That's not
yeah,
true.
it is.
It's not true.
Yeah, it is. All right, Jake, finish us off.
I'm going to go with Bucks Packers over 42.5.
Okay.
Can I change my pick?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Also, pancake update. Hank 47, Jake 42. Shout out my team, 11 pancakes.
Whoa, whoa.
What?
We're doing personal shout outs on teams?
And you're the one doing the stat sheet?
Okay.
Oh, that's
I've
interesting.
said,
This
That's
was a crazy
interesting.
week from Jake.
That's
As-
interesting.
As I've said,
Very
since
interesting.
day
Very
one-
interesting.
By far the biggest week of the year.
Whoa.
No, wrong. I gave you access to the sheet, and if you looked at that,
No,
you would see
no,
that
no.
Hank had
You
11
know
as
we
well.
don't do
We do.
sheets. You know we don't click links.
Well,
You know
I
we
give you
don't
guys
do
public
sheets.
access to all of this.
No, you know we don't do sheets.
I've been keeping track, Jake.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
know you have.
personal shout out. Just put it in the record books. The referee of this is
Not a
literally
referee.
shouting out his own team.
So wait, are you in first place, Jake?
No.
So you're
yeah, that would be too
You're giving
obvious.
a shout out for
Yeah,
being in
second
second
place.
place.
Shout out
Yeah.
my team for a big week.
What are you,
Yeah.
Max?
I mean,
Oh, nice.
the Heat lost, the Panthers
piece
lost.
Don't
shit,
say the
Max.
sideburns.
I didn't say anything.
Okay,
You guys are more than welcome to double check my work.
I will not.
I know. Hank 47, Jake 42, Max 34, PFT 32, Big Cat 30, Memes 27.
Whew.
Tight race.
So memes are looking at 24 pancakes right now in 24 hours. Well, it's 24 hours or 24 pancakes combo. I'm looking at 18.
That's like an hour for you.
You fuck.
Dude, the announcements today have been on fire.
This has been a mean episode.
Yeah.
It's a loopy.
Yeah.
We're all low on sleep. Okay, let's do some fantasy fuckboys. Then Jeff Saturday.
Boom, 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 What's up? It's announcement DeVito.
Hey.
My stardom, Draymond Green.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
my sit-up.
Well, he's
my
my
sit-up
fucking
too.
stardom,
Yeah.
so you can't use him. People might think you want to sit him, but you want to start him. You want to pick him up. He's going to be back real soon. I don't know how you get suspended indefinitely. What the fuck does that even mean?
Indefinitely, he's out. He's just doing that shit so he has more stuff to talk about on his podcast.
My sit him, Josh Giddey.
Oh.
He's not playing too well. If you have him on your fantasy team, you might want to sit him out.
Oh.
Drop or handcuff him.
He's
Yeah.
a little distracted. And my sleeper is Dreidels.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's that time of year. Get the Dreidels out. Happy Hanukkah. Hey.
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 Dreidel. I made it out of clay.
Hey.
Hey, hey,
ready. Oh, Dreidel also play.
Yeah.
Hey.
hey.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Paisans? It's Sean Stellato right here coming at you, talking to you about my
Yes.
stardom sitting sleeper. I'm starting Al Michaels because he got fired because of Taylor Swift. Respect to Al, respect to the game. Swifties off a cliff with you. I'm also sitting Draymond Green this week. It's suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely is a long time.
Did you not fucking hear me when I said to start him?
I like
It's
it.
a very-
I
it's
like
a-
that one.
it's
I
a
didn't
very-
hear about this.
It's a very, very long time to be suspended.
What did he even do?
He just attacked a Turkish guy. That's almost like an Italian tradition, huh?
Yeah.
My sleeper, I'm sleeping Jerry Jeudy and Juju Smith-Schuster. Let's put together a little Hanukkah parlay with Juju and Judy. How about that?
Like it.
All my Jewish friends out there.
Jerry Jeudy up your booty.
Mazel mazel.
What's up, guys? It's Guido DeVito.
Hey, Guido DeVito.
My stardom is Dickie V for no other reason than I missed that Paisan. I missed that fucking guy.
Cancer free. Good to see.
He's coming back soon. My sit-em, Draymond Green.
Oh, good sit-em.
Yeah.
Why? What happened with Draymond Green?
He's suspended indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
That's also what Draymond would say. Hey, I'm going to go fight a Turkish guy. You want to come? In.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whose car we taking?
You know why he got suspended indefinitely?
Why?
He's spoiled surviving Barstool on his early show every morning.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, indefinitely. My sleeper is gonna be Tommy DeVito. This is it. This is gonna be. He might be president someday.
That's a good sleeper.
I could see it.
MVP.
An Italian in the office.
MVP, most valuable paisan.
Yeah. All right. You don't like that, Max?
I mean, you weren't even doing that. You were just
I was
like
doing two of
groping.
fingers.
You were
I was
just like
doing two of
groping the
fingers.
air.
That's also an Italian hand signal.
No. Not all Italians are perverts.
No, just Italian.
Yeah. But all perverts are Italian. Okay. Let's get to our great interview with Jeff Saturday. Before we do that, PFT.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday is going to be brought to you by Apple TV. Mark your calendar. The Family Plan, starring Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan, is now streaming on Apple TV Plus. An assassin-turned-suburban dad takes his unsuspecting family on a road trip to save their lives. This holiday season, watch The Family Plan, a hilarious and thrilling new movie the whole family will enjoy. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus. And now, here's Jeff Saturday.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is a Super Bowl champion. He is a former head coach. He is someone you can see every single week on ESPN talking ball. It is Jeff Saturday. Jeff, thank you for joining us. We're excited to talk ball with you. Let's start. We have a million questions, but let's start with today, what we're looking at with the NFL and the stretch run, because you obviously playing for the Colts, playing deep into the playoffs, many, many times. What is it like right now in the locker rooms around the NFL for some of these contending teams rolling into December being like, here's where we got to be with our head at and like how we can finish this season strong going into the playoffs?
Yeah, it's always funny when people talk about like must wins, like these are these as a player or when you feel like must wins because you want to have that momentum going into the playoffs, right? So irrespective of the team or the team that you're playing or where they are in the playoffs, you're really not doing a ton of looking around. You really want to focus on you, understanding that the best ones are going to be there, right? If you're Dallas, Philly's going to be there. San Fran's going to be there, right? Detroit's probably going to be. So you already kind of know in your head who the big ones are you're going to have to beat. But you're always a little fearful of, I'll use an example when I was playing Pittsburgh, right? Like Pittsburgh got hot right at the end of the season. They ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. Kind of like a Buffalo this year. That's not the team. If you're in the AFC, you don't want that team getting hot the last 4 weeks of the season. So from your perspective, handle your business, try to go in with some mo, but and again, hope for the other ones to kind of eliminate themselves that you don't want to see again.
Yeah, I feel like your Colts teams were always ground zero for the rest versus rust debate.
Yes.
You guys would always start out so hot and you'd have your division locked up. You would be the first team you get the 1 seed. Congratulations. And then every year it would be like, are the Colts going to sit their guys? Are they going to play their guys in late December? And you probably experienced both sides of that. In your opinion, where do you stand? Like, you are the ultimate arbiter, in my opinion, of rest versus rust. What's more important?
Yeah, I think playing is the most important. I think what I learned throughout was timing and rhythm matter, right? Like, and it's one of those things where so many times I thought we had the better team, but not playing up to those points, you got back out there. You kind of had to find the rhythm, and it's not that the plays are, it's not that you can't execute or you're not flying around in practice, but when you hit the games, there's just something about being in being in and out of the huddle the way you are, in and out of plays the way you are, the transitions that happen during games, flips, turnovers, all those kinds of things. And so I was one of those. As we went on, I was much more about playing. I mean, even the year that we lost the Super Bowl to New Orleans, we had a chance to go undefeated, right? But we pulled our guys against the Jets. We ended up losing that game. But even then, I know we made it to the Super Bowl. I still, in my head, I wanted to keep playing because I saw how many times I felt like it hurt us. Yeah. There's certain guys, obviously, you got to rest, right? Like the guys who are banged up, you don't want them playing. You want to make sure that they're ready to roll come playoff time. But for the majority, I would say playing is the way I would want to go.
So you mentioned the Saints. They're not really a team that's being talked about right now, but I had a question specific to them that I would love to get your take on. We saw it last week, offensive lineman yelling at Derek Carr coming off the field. Yeah. I know that they tried to say, oh, that wasn't a big deal. But my question is, Derek Carr has been injured so much this year. When you're in the locker room and a guy gets injured as much as he does and he doesn't want to sit down, is there ever a tipping point where it's like, dude, we're not playing well, you're hurt, like you got to get healthy. I know you're tough, but you have to get healthy because you're hurting the team now.
For sure. And the problem is that you're new to that organization, right? And so he wants to show all the, it's kind of that balance, right? It's like, am I the tough guy that everybody believes I am? Or, are people going to think I'm soft? So there's this fine balance where guys want to push through injury as opposed to, hey, fellas, I need 2 weeks off. If you've been there, right, if you're a Peyton Manning, you've been there for 20 years, whatever it is, right? You've been there forever. Guys are going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think for Carr, he's trying to build that reputation at the same time. But to your point, guys get frustrated, right? Because if you're not playing to the level that we need you to play to, you are hurting us. And it was always interesting. Bill Polian, who's in the Hall of Fame, was our general manager. And I remember him saying, Saturday, I've been around this game 50 years or whatever it was at that point. He said, I've seen a handful of players that I would tell you I would take an 80% of this player to 100% of their backup. Yeah. And you know what? That's factual. There are just few people who are that freaking good that if the guy behind them, could play at 100, you're at 80 or 75, man, you're just not adding value. The game is played in the margins, and there's too many good players. Like right. It's just too many dudes who are that good at 70, 80%, man. You ain't cutting it.
You saw it with Joe Burrow a little bit at the beginning of the year when they were struggling. And then in terms of the offensive lineman quarterback, you've had moments where they've shown you on the sideline yelling at Peyton. How much of that is like really when you get back in the locker room, you're like, all right, that was in the game, or can some of it linger from time to time?
So for P and I, 100% ended on the field. That was us in practice as well. I tell people all the time, man, if they had cameras at practice, because he was one of those guys that was always trying to push you, right? So he'd use, and we used audibles at the line of scrimmage. So it'd be a freaking Wednesday, bro. We're in 7-on-7 or 9-on-7, which is our time to really like run block. And he's using some arbitrary call that we hadn't used since training camp. Right. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking around like, what? You know what I mean? So then we would get pissed and everybody's having words and, it's going that way. But game time, man, it was always, you're in the moment. The minute you walk off the field, you're hugging. There's no issue. I will say, the problem for me is that it's happening as quick as it's happened with the Saints. And so like when you're talking about those experiences, relationships take time to develop, and it's already happening, and dudes are popping off on each other and frustrated with each other. You just begin to wonder, hey, like how much of that needs to be calmed down in a lot? Like let's have a real sit down. Like let's really get to it. The only time I will tell you as a player, when you're seeing guys at each other in repeated weeks, that's when you know something's really there. Yeah. If it's time and again, no big deal. If it's happening week after week and you see dudes pointing and yelling across the bench and all that kind of stuff, that's real.
Yeah. I also saw on that same play they didn't help Derek Carr up off the ground either. They walked away from him after he got hit. To me, that's a like kind of a red flag. You want to help your buddy up. Is it possible for a coach to go back, show the team that film, be like, "Hey, you didn't help Derek up. You got to help him up next time. What are we doing out here?" Like, will the offensive line actually see that and be like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. He is our guy." Or is that something where like that bridge has been burned already? And if a coach tells you to help him up, it's like, okay, now he's like a charity case where I'm going to go help him up because coach told me to.
Yeah, no, the coach will definitely say that, and the O line, I can assure you, the coordinator, the O line coach, they have had those conversations, right? Head coach, Dennis Allen's looking at it like, hey, fellas, like we got to get this solved, especially in our division where we can still go win this thing and go make some hay. He is trying to fix that. Whatever the problem is, rest assured that is a highlight in their meeting of making sure, hey, O-line guy, go down there and sit down with him, man. Figure this thing out. Like, we can't have – because to your point, everybody picks it up, right? Like, media picks it up. Fans pick it up, and they pick up that feeling. And the last thing you want to know is everybody airing your business. If you do have an issue, let's handle it in-house. Let's not have everybody in the world, chatting about us because people see it, man. And that cold shoulder, whether you like it or not, it's pronounced when you're on the field.
Does that go both ways? Like, if you fell down on a play, would you hope that Peyton would come over and pick you up?
Oh, not Peyton. You know what I mean? Like but my, like Edrin, like those dudes are picking you up. Like, P would pick you up if he's kind of mixed up in it, but he's got other things to do. But the other O linemen, listen, quarterbacks ain't the same, right? I mean, I don't need them worrying about picking me up. I'm gonna be on the ground every play. We'll get each other up. The other 10 will take care of each other. But it is a big deal. Like, it's a big deal when he's not getting picked up. That's your leader, man. I mean, whether you like it or not. On Sundays, he's got to be the dude.
Yeah.
And everybody's got to be behind him and riding with him, offensively, especially because it matters. That it all starts from there. So, if he was mixed up in one, he'd pick you up, but he ain't running into a pile to come get a guy. Let's just say it that way.
Yes. All right. So one of the biggest stories right now when you're looking at the playoff picture is the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've lost 2 straight, and they've looked bad offensively. So maybe you could draw on your own, career, but the wide receivers are bad. They have not played well.
Yep.
How much – I don't think it gets really talked about because everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're bad. Patrick Mahomes is good. How much pressure does it end up being on that wide receiver room knowing they have the best quarterback in the league? Like, if that happened with the Colts and Peyton's, like, getting the ball there, but guys are dropping it, because I think that's an element that we're not really talking about, that they have not performed well, but there's also so much added pressure because everyone's like, hey, Patrick Mahomes is the best. You guys got to figure it out.
It's enormous. Listen, I can assure you, those dudes go back every Monday after that Sunday game, and their stomachs hurt. Because it is to your point, it is a significant amount of pressure coming not only from internally, in the building. Everybody knows, right? Like people, I heard everybody go, are they screaming at Tony after that play? No, man, because everybody knows. Like, he don't need to be screamed at. He knows what he did, right? And so it's the elephant in the room. Everybody already knows it's there. Now the outside perception of, and you're seeing, and we used to talk about, like, drops are contagious. Because, again, as you're thinking about it so hard now, instead of just letting your athletic ability take over, you're like trying to find focus on don't screw this up. And you see guys get tense. All of a sudden, they're not making the plays they should make or they normally make. But it's deeper than that for the Chiefs for me. Like, for whatever reason, and I know they played together last year, minus Smith-Schuster, all that kind of stuff. But the routes, like how, you think about how precise Andy Reid and that offense is and the West Coast offense is in general, right? I mean, everything is scripted out. I mean, everything. A slant is at this slant. You're going to get here at this time. Everything is timing in that offense. And that's why, like, a couple of years ago when people were playing 2 high safeties, everybody's like, well, it's messing up the rhythm. It's messing up the timing, right? He can't figure it out. But the receivers aren't where they're supposed to be. And I think that part to me is the most frustrating to Mahomes. I think that's why he had the blow up, is because when the guys aren't there, it doesn't matter how good you are as a quarterback, you're going to be pissed, bro. Because that's like job one. And his frustration showing the way it is, hopefully it lights a fire under them that they all connect, or they shrink the playbook down so they can all dial in on the same page. But there is an enormous amount of pressure right now because nobody's going to blame this on Patrick Mahomes, and their defense is playing lights out. So when all the lights get shined, it's going to that receiver room, and unfortunately they haven't met the challenge as of yet. But it's definitely fixable. But it's bigger than just the drops. It is this thing is getting out of hand a little bit.
Yeah, sounds like it's mental a little bit. So put on your head coaching hat. If Jeff Saturday, the head coach, stepped into the Kansas City Chiefs locker room. What do you do to fix that?
I'm asking Patrick, and I'm asking the receivers, what do you guys want? Like, are we overdoing this? Are we putting too much in? Tell me what is the problem, why we can't all get on the same page? Do we need to shrink it down? Do we need to shrink the package down? At times in a season, and I would tell you this from, I was on one of the best offenses for 14 years, right? Like, we were always good. We were always in the top, whatever that was, top 1, 5, whatever it was. We would have these conversations about sometimes you keep adding so much that you forget to fall back to the fundamentals. And at some point, that might be what they're talking about now is, hey, let's dial this back, man. Let's run this play. Let's run our favorite 5. Instead of running those 2 times a game, let's run them 3 times a game or come back to that play. The other part, too, let me just say it this way. Like, Bieniemy not being there, it matters. I'm not saying that Andy Reid and Nagy, these guys aren't great coaches, but Bieniemy had some nastiness about him, right? Like, he had some significant conversations with their players, whether that's Mahomes or other people. And, with him not being there, it does get into a place where maybe some things have been allowed or tolerated to a different degree. I don't know how to frame it, but I do think Bieniemy not being there, hurts because those players in the room are ultimately the guys who have to execute it.
Yeah. All right. I told you I'm a Bears fan. I had to ask one question. You were like, "Oh yeah, ask me all the questions about the Super Bowl." I know you want to hear all the questions about the Super Bowl, but it's a 2-part question. The first will be about the Super Bowl. The second will be about today's game. When you guys were doing the meeting, Super Bowl meeting before the Bears, was there like a whiteboard that was like, Rex Grossman's going to give us at least this many turnovers? Did you guys have it like penciled in? Like, don't worry about it. Like, we don't have to be perfect because he will give us a few.
You will actually love this.
No,
this was Tony Dungy was like this with I tell people all the time. Thank God I never heard Tony Dungy like talk about me in an early week competitive manner. Like, who knows what he would have said? I'm a bottom center. I mean, like he's one of the worst in our game. Like, this dude talked about Tom Brady. He'd be like, yeah, he'll give us 2 or 3 chances to make some plays. We just, like he never like pumped dudes up. So to your point, let's just say we weren't really scared of Grossman or what was going to happen on the outside with the Bears at that moment.
Yeah, all right. So that leads me to my next one. I knew that was the answer, but I had to ask anyway. Give you a win there. The Colts Super Bowl run that year. One of the craziest parts was you guys weren't a good defense and kind of put it all together at the end stretch run. 2 teams right now that have Super Bowl aspirations, the Eagles and the Lions, are in that category where their offense is great, their defenses look bad. What is the fix this late in the season where it's like, even if we can go from a C- to a B-, we now have a real chance to win this thing? How does that happen?
Yeah, the devil's in the details. I mean, I can literally remember this conversation of that year. I don't know if you guys remember this. We played the Jaguars, man, and I think it was like MJD and Fred Taylor. I think both of those dudes ran for like $150 or 200 yards each. I think we gave over 300 yards. Like, literally, they both pulled their hamstrings because they were so fatigued from how many freaking yards we had given up, right? And we get boat raced. And I remember we go back, and it was Monday, and we're going back, and Tony gets in front of the whole team, and he's like, man, we just didn't really line up correctly. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this cannot be an alignment issue, right? Like, we got freaking boat raced. And he's like, man, it's so simple. We can fix all these problems. And if we do this, this, and this, and it was like, he was prophetic. He's like, if we line up correctly here and we put our will here and our Sam turns the ball back inside, and he went through the whole thing, y'all. And it was like, we started doing that. And when they started, they shut down Kansas City in like an incredible rushing attack. I mean, it was like a light bulb switch went off and it completely changed. And it was such a great lesson in life because it really all comes down to the details. And if you look at the Eagles, right, and you look at Detroit and the mistakes that they're making, All of them are correctable. And it's not, because you always see people go, oh, man, this player can't. Yeah, they can't. That player's there for a reason, bro. They got 2 great corners. They got good, they haven't played well on the back end. Their linebackers have been banged up. They haven't gotten sacks when they should. But again, all of those things are in the minutia, right? And so to your point, both teams have problems that are definitely fixable. This is not necessarily a scheme problem but this is 2 new coordinators, especially for the Eagles, 2 new coordinators figuring this thing out on the run. Offense hasn't run it as well as they did last year, so that puts more pressure on the Eagles defense. Like, there's so many different things, but as far as fixing it, man, absolutely. Like, I said this on TV the other day, man, it drives me crazy. Like, we've written the Eagles off. Really?
Right.
Like, they beat some freaking great – they had 2 bad weeks. San Fran lost 3 in a row. You know what I mean? It's like – how do you? I just don't write teams off like that. They're too many. They're too good. These players can fix it, and I think the Eagles over these next 4 get right games will get right.
Yeah,
and figure this thing out. The problem, I will say this: the problem for both teams, Jalen, he's got 15 turnovers already. Like, he had 8 last year. That is a problem. And the same. And you look at golf. That's killing the Lions. Like, the Lions don't have the same margin that the Eagles have. And that's the biggest difference for them, right? Is like, if the Lions make mistakes, they're probably going to lose. The Eagles can make mistakes and still win. It's just a tougher way of going about it.
Yeah, it's good points, because we're the number 1 culprits of writing teams off. I write a team off on Sunday night. I have figured out the whole league. And I've decided how everything's going to go.
It's really whoever lost the most recent primetime game.
Yeah, it's like the
one that's on national television. It's like they're done for the year. I don't see them making a comeback.
Yeah.
We're very much prisoners of the moment in that respect. On a recent primetime game, your former teammate Peyton Manning started talking about your butt a little bit. He did some ass talk with Jeff Saturday, and he said that he could tell your ass apart from other centers based on how it felt. So I want to give you the opportunity to respond to that and say, could you tell Peyton Manning's ass, if you were blindfolded, could you tell Peyton Manning's hand in your ass apart from Aaron Rodgers' hand in your ass?
I like the way you're framing that.
Yeah.
Nothing's in. Okay, it's placed on. All right, so no in. I don't like where you're. I don't like where you're trying to lead on that question. So, but could I tell Peyton? I could 100% tell it was Peyton for sure. Like other quarterbacks, I played the dude 13 years, so I would hope I would recognize the way that he would take a snap as opposed to everybody else. It is, and so I don't know the softness of his hand. I don't any of that. None of that. And this is what Pete does. By the way, he does this every year. He loves to take a little shot and just leave it out there. I mean, I've answered this question 1,000 times this week, and he just sits back, sends a little text. Hope you enjoy that, right? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and yours. That's he and Eli, bro. They love doing it. They set it up as well as anybody.
Yeah. So another thing with you got your hands in or
on
guys
asses.
got a hand in or on your ass. I don't know if you saw this clip, but C.J. Stroud a couple weeks ago made his center change his jersey in the middle of the game because he was too sweaty. Did Peyton ever do that with you? Yeah. It's like such an emasculating thing to be like, you're gross, go change.
Yeah, no, listen, you especially early in the season, when I first started playing in the NFL, we were in the AFC East, so we had like games in Miami, right? And even when we started doing the Jacksonville games late in the season, and dude, you sweat. I mean, you're sweating, and so it does. It'll mess with the snaps. It'll mess with everything. And so you got a couple pair of pants you can run in and jog in, or they have a towel they'll throw around you, and you'll strip your pants. Now I never had to change my jersey, so obviously whoever this is swampy. I wasn't swampy like that, but I did have to change my pants, but not the jersey. Thank God.
Yeah, I did see Tom Brady had his center. He would have like 2 towels that was just wedged up there the entire time. Did you play with a towel?
Yeah, I kept a towel on my side, just for my own hands, and Peyton always kept a towel in his belt so he could wipe his hands. But listen, man, we would talk about. I would ask him. I mean, you can't help the sweat, bro. Right. Figure it out. You know what I mean? And listen, it don't bother me a bit. I don't worry about the sweat. I don't worry about the smell. I don't worry about none of it. I got a job to do. You figure the rest of it out. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
So from your expert opinion, who would you say right now has the best offensive line in football?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you.
Oh, man. That is a great question.
Great
honestly.
Thank you. You don't even have to answer the question. That was perfect. That was a perfect answer.
Yeah, I'm honestly listen, because the Colts were balling. Their offensive line was playing really well. The Eagles, I would say the Eagles have to be up there. They've played excellent. Those are probably the best that I would put in the group right now. But here's the thing, like Buffalo has actually had a really good O-line season. Like they've played good ball. There's been some teams that have been kind of beaten up, in years past about their O-line play that have really made some improvements. I think Dallas, as the season has progressed, they've gotten better. Like they've, Smith on the inside has become dominant. Like he had a freaking whale of a game against Philly, man. I mean, grabbing dudes, tossing dudes out the club. Like he's getting physical. But yeah, so probably the Eagles to me are probably the best. And but the problem with the Eagles is everybody's always hating. Johnson always gets criticized about, jumping early and the tush push. Everybody gets pissed about that. But I like the way they play. I think they're freaking, and Kelsey's Hall of Fame freaking, one of the greatest to ever do it. And I love watching that dude play.
I would say like it's not offsides unless they call it. If you're an offensive lineman, you take every single inch that they give you until they start throwing the flag, and then you adjust. But yeah, if they're going to let you get away with it, then yeah, I want my tackle doing that same thing.
Heck yeah. How stupid. This is what drives me crazy. Everybody's like, well, it's cheating. So is holding. I held every play. I'm not calling. But if you think I'm not going to, like Howard Mudd, our O-line coach, God rest his soul, he's like, God gave you thumbs for a reason. Use them, right? Like, make that guy do it. Like, don't be stupid to get it. But if you're inside, you grip those guys. Same thing for where you align. I mean, imagine this. I tell people all the time, go for your job. Go line up and go block Myles Garrett and tell me you're not going to try to back up as fast as you can get the fastest. This dude is 290 pounds running a 4.5 and can bench press every bit of 500 pounds. Like, you want to go lock up with that dude? Like, give me a freaking –
I put him on his ass.
Cheating until they catch me too, bro. I got no shame in saying it.
Yeah.
I play hat-to-hat football. I'd put him on his ass.
Yeah.
I go forward, not backward against Myles Garrett. Would you adjust – what color gloves you would wear so it would be harder for the referees to tell if you were holding?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you go white or dark depending on what you had, for sure. Yeah, you go white glove on a home and away, you always made sure. You didn't want – now, some dudes didn't because they use like they taped their gloves and they would put like the little cast in their gloves for their fingers. So if their fingers are all mangled, the Booger McFarland, fingers going everywhere. So they'd put that stuff, their splints in their gloves. I changed. I hated the way the gloves smelled. So I was one of those guys. I'd change them. So if I was going against a white jersey, you'd white them up and vice versa.
That's smart.
You want to give the referees any, don't give them any advantage of seeing what you're doing.
That's very smart. All right. We're big gamblers on this show, and we like narratives. So this is a roundabout way to ask about your time with the Colts last year. We're big interim head coach guys, and you saw it. You obviously won your first game. Season wasn't great after that, but as you step in that room, can you feel the energy? Can you feel that guys are like, oh, yes, this is new. Like, they're running harder. They're going to the ball harder. Like, everything's crisper because we love it. Whenever an interim head coach comes, that you got a couple games where guys are going to be flying around and everything's going to look different.
No doubt. So from my experience, we go beat Vegas in Vegas, and the dudes play lights out. And we had the Eagles at home. Then they were, I think they had either lost one or been undefeated. And we lost it on the last play of the game. Hurts runs it in, and we made a mental error on defense. And Hurts runs it in, but it was a tight game. We had to lead until the very end. But 100% energy changes when an interim coach walks in. Because when coaches get fired, players get fired.
Yeah.
Like, that's just reality, right? Because the next guy's coming in, he's bringing his guys. He wants bigger O-linemen or smaller O-linemen or, pass rushers on defense, not run stoppers, different corners, whatever it is, right? He's going to have his own way. So it has definitely gotten, the players' attention. I would tell you the hardest part is managing the other coaches because – this is their lives, and think about what they're going through. I felt awful for I can't tell you how. It would keep me up. Like it literally gutted me thinking, man, these guys are going to lose their job at the end of this year, and it wouldn't have mattered how well. Like, they weren't keeping their jobs if I did a good job or not. Like, I'm not saying it that way, but it's a weight. and you feel it, man. And it's like, yeah, you feel it is a difficult situation to go through. And then in my situation, and I guess it would be most others, like whether it's an assistant coach who's been on the staff, like I love Frank. I think Frank's a hell of a football coach, man. I think he's a smart dude. I think he's one of the best play callers I've ever been around. And I like him personally as a human being, and as a man, he's one of my favorite people. So and those other coaches went to work for him, and those players came because of him, so you're working with a lot of emotion. And it was listen, I love doing it. I love the opportunity. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Indianapolis and what I got from that organization as a whole. I knew it was not going to be good. Like, you don't go in thinking I'm going 8-0, right? Like if you wanted to win games, Frank should have stayed there, because he would have given you the best chance. They wanted to make a move, and so they decided to go that way.
Yeah.
Was there like 1% of you this year when the Colts fired Frank Reich that thought,
Or the Panthers, yeah.
or sorry, the Panthers fired Frank Reich, where you thought,
It's my phone.
maybe I'm going to get a call. Maybe let's see if we can run this back for 1 week.
Just
I
follow him
would
around.
not have answered that call either way, but I would tell you this. I went about 3 days, and I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, and I bring up my phone, and there was a thing Saturday. The Panthers have signed Saturday as the coach or something like that. And I actually went back at the guy. I was like, "This was well played, sir," and it blew up. I mean, it was good. It was it was well played, well timed. But no, I had those calls would not have been. I'll answer for one team, and that's the one I did it for last year. The rest of them, bro, that ain't for me.
I do like to link you to every possible opening job, being like, Jeff Saturday probably getting called. Come back as interim, bring him in for 1 week and let him work his magic. When Jim Irsay called you, we're big Jim Irsay fans on this program. He got Dan Snyder out. We think he's an entertaining, engaged, unique individual, like a very, very unique owner. When he called you, did you at first think, like, is this a joke? Is he serious? Or what was the pitch like that he gave you?
No, there was no joke. And to your point, if you know, I'm sure you've interviewed Jim or been around Jim. He is a fun and entertaining guy. That conversation was not fun or entertaining. It was as demanding and forceful a conversation as I ever had with Jim. Like, he was. We're going to do this. Now let's get this figured out. I remember my wife looked at me and go, my wife was like, "Are you crazy?" I mean, it's midnight or 1 o'clock or whatever time it was, super late. It's Sunday night. I had been hunting with my youngest son and my wife. Like, we were hunting. I just come out of a field. I was, like, it was as surreal as it gets. And he's like, I want to get this done. And what is this? How is this going to look? And it was, but no, there was no playing around. It was, this is what I expect. Here's what my ask is. And I told him, frankly, I was like, "Hey, man, we're going to go 0-8. And, just know, like, whatever your thoughts are, like, this ain't." And I mean, I don't know, I had helped with Frank talking about the O-line, but I know none. I don't know Matt. I don't know Nick. I don't know any of those guys, right? Like, so this is going to be, but Jim had made up his mind, and it was as serious a conversation as I had ever had with Jim. And again, you hope you never have another one like that, but he was for real. He was as locked in as I had ever seen him.
Last question about coaching last year, did you ever have a moment, because whenever we have an interim head coach and the team is bad out of the playoffs, did you ever have a moment down the stretch where you're like, "Fuck it, I'm going to go for it. Who cares? What's the worst going to happen? Like, I'm an onside kick here. Who cares?"
Listen, bro, I had that moment a lot. I mean, it was, it was like, what was the, I never felt like, hey, whatever I'm going to do is going to be this massive. And even when, and this is the part that kills you, is like the Minnesota game, right? Where we have, it's like everybody comes back, it's a record setting, you had this lead and we blow the lead and do all this kind of stuff. And everybody, I said, they like, what did you feel like at halftime? I was like, I was scared to death at halftime. And they were like, "What?" I was like, "Man, we had gotten the ball like 4 or 5 times. We didn't score a touchdown on offense. We had to kick long field goals. We couldn't move it. And I felt like everything had been, bounced our way. And in the second half, it started going their way. And I said, the best feeling I had was it was 4th and inches or a 57-yard field goal. And Bubba and I, the special teams coach who's not Cleveland, I was like, "Bubba, what do you think?" He's like, I was like, I'm thinking of going. He's like, I would too. That's a deep one right now. And so I was like, all right, perfect. And we don't get it, right? And the next play, they throw a screen to Justin Jefferson or to Dalvin Cook, and it's freaking yard, right? And now it's 2-point conversion, it's tied, it's whatever. And everybody's like, do you regret it? I'm like, heck no, I don't regret it. I'm gonna put it all on the O-line every time. And so I never felt like that. The only time I ever felt like this was meant to be, 1-7 was the Houston game when we have them down like 4th and 20 twice. And they throw these bombs, and one time my DB jumps like at the 5-yard line and it goes over his head. I mean, it's just you can't. It's like angels in the outfield, bro. You can't script it anymore. I was like, well, sometimes you just ain't meant to be, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And that's why the Bears
Yeah.
got their number one overall
yeah.
pick.
Yeah. And that's why we flipped it. It was that was one of my favorite games of that probably was the best Bears game of the season, and they weren't involved. It was. I was the happiest I've been all year.
My favorite part is the Texans fans and you all love me because of a few things that have happened. So
that's true.
Listen, man, whatever I can do to take that negative and turn it into a positive, I'm here for it.
I love it. So give us your official prediction here. Give us the AFC, NFC championship games and your Super Bowl winner. We're going to hold you to it.
I'll go. I think it's going to be. I hate writing Kansas City off, but I'm going to say KC and Baltimore in the AFC. I think Baltimore is going to go, and I think San Fran. Y'all gonna make me pick right. I'm picking way early. I don't like doing it. I'll say. I know I'm taking San Fran and. I'm gonna take Philly. I'm gonna take San Fran and Philly, and I'm gonna take San Fran walking through it to play. So it'll be San Fran and Baltimore in the chip.
Ooh, I like that.
And who you got?
That'd be a great Super Bowl.
I'm going San Fran. I mean, if health wise, I'm just telling you, if they stay healthy, they're a tough out.
I feel like
so. Yeah, you know what, y'all like this. The one thing I learned that I would tell you I did not put nearly enough emphasis on as a coach, or really as in the last 10 years that I haven't been playing, is explosive plays. Like if you look at any trend that really direct, even more than turnovers, that direct games, wins and losses, it's big plays. And right now, San Fran leads the league offensively and defensively.
It's a fact. Yeah.
I think they win a dude off. If you just sit down and name dudes that they have.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco has more dudes per capita than any other team.
It was, we talked about it on Sunday. They had 4 guys go for plays over 40 yards. That's what they have. They have these guys that every single one of them can break a huge play on you.
And bro, they fight for each other. If you go back and watch like Kittle block downfield, Ayuk blocks downfield, Debo is leveling people downfield. Everybody's putting McCaffrey will push the pot. Like these dudes are about it for each other. And when the ball has to be dispersed as much as it is on their offense, like to get all those guys to buy in, I think Debo Samuel, I think he's an MVP, right? Because if you see the way he plays and look at their team when he's not on the field, it's as reflective as Tyreek Hill. Like this dude is a freaking grown man, bro. And he is about it in all phases. He ain't afraid to lay his hat in there and make somebody hurt. I respect that guy.
All right, a couple last questions. This one's a little weird. I was lucky enough. I was down in Indianapolis for the Final Four, I think in 2015. I was lucky enough to go to a dinner. I think it was at St. Elmo's. We sat downstairs in a private room, and they said it was Peyton's room. And they told me that Andrew Luck ordered chicken usually there. That made me concerned. I was like, uh-oh, nervous bird.
For sure.
Yeah. What was the private room like after a win? Because I would assume you were there a bunch. And what did Peyton usually order?
Oh, stellar. But it was funny. He actually has a couple places there, downstairs and upstairs. But it was it always was like a more like apps being passed out, right? Like everything's going to kind of be passed out, spread around. It's always going to be a fantastic affair. Adult beverages would be flowing, celebrations going on. And then he had an apartment down there that we all would go to and enjoy. So
that's awesome.
Man, we won a lot. We had a good time, man. We had I tell people it was so much more about the relationships than anything else. That's why we were as good as we were. We all enjoyed each other, man. Our wives and, significant others all got along and we all hung out. And that was, that's what made it so much more fun. It wasn't like one guy went one play. Like, we all hung out, and that was pretty special.
The winning an NFL game on a Sunday and then going to dinner with the boys has to be a top feeling.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It does not. Listen, there is nothing better. Like when because you think about it, like you only get, at the time it was 16, and so 8 of them are at home. Your families are there, and everybody understands that. So like, yeah, man, bring Nana and Pawpaw, right? Bring Mimi and Grampy, whatever it is, whatever you call your people, right? It's like, bring them. And so your family gets to experience situations and people they would never, I remember the first time, Kenny Chesney is chilling, and I remember my family, they love some country music, and they're like, holy crap, like that's Kenny Chesney. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but the situations that they get a chance to be a part of that kind of become, normalized for what you're doing for this short stint in your life, man, it is an incredible feeling that you get the chance to share it with everybody. There is not a better feeling of winning in the NFL, like you said, and celebrating, man. It does not get better than that.
Yeah. My last question was going to be about Joe Flacco and the job that he's done with the Browns, coming in almost like an interim quarterback, like 3/4 of the way through the season, stepping in. I would imagine that as an offensive lineman, he's a good guy to block for, because he's not going to be moving around in the pocket. He's going to take his drop back. He's going to get rid of the ball. Would you rather block for a guy like that or for a guy like a Russell Wilson who moves around a little bit, don't really know where he's going to be? Like Joe Flacco, I think what we're seeing is actually like sustainable in a weird way for this Browns offense.
100%. I'll take the Flacco model all day. Like, I have no problems design rollouts like what San Fran, you're trying to get the quarterback out of the pocket, or you're moving him to a certain place. We used to call it like waggle, where the quarterback's going to line up, maybe out or on where the tackle would normally be. I do not want a dude who's back there floating around. Like, I want to know he's 6 yards right behind where I started that snap, man. We can all function and play understanding where he is. And also from the quarterback's perspective, knowing that he understands timing of when the ball has to come out. That's the part that Flacco does that I think people don't give him nearly enough credit, is he's not a holder of the ball. Even some good ones during the pocket, they'll hold that thing an extra second. Man, he manipulates the pocket extremely well, and the ball is coming out. And from a O-line perspective, you not only do you fatigue the D-line because they get worn out having to charge you, but they get pissed off. Like I can remember, I mean, if I heard it I heard it a million times. Guys would be rushing Manning, and the ball would come out so fast, they would have to turn, transition, and go chase the ball, right? The pursuit drill. And they're exhausted, man. And they're like, are you effing kidding me, bro? I got to go chase this again. Like, and even if it's a 5-yard little pop pass, they got to turn and run. And man, from an offensive lineman, I love it. It's as good as a run game to me. Those dudes are getting tired. They're getting aggravated. They're yelling at each other. Do this, get this. You can't run games nearly as well. All of that happens because of a passer knowing where he's supposed to be in the pocket. And all the great ones do it, man. Whether it's Mahomes, whether it's Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers to a degree, like all those dudes get it. Ball has got to come out, man, on time, and he's making a great offensive line look even better.
I've never really thought about it from that perspective, but yeah, that would suck if you were a defensive player and you just had you rushed for like 3 seconds, and then no matter what, you were going to have to stop and then turn around and run again.
Oh, listen, I loved it. So Vonnie Holiday, I played with him at North Carolina. He was a first-round pick. I think he played 17 years, but he played in Green Bay and a bunch of defensive linemen. And I used to tell Vonnie, hey, Vonnie, you never got a sack on me, bro. I locked you up. He'd be like, Saturday. It's because he throws the ball in 2 seconds. I'd be pushing your ass back, but I can't get that. I was like, hey, man, it all goes together. No sacks, 0. 100 for me, 0 for you. That's how we win, man.
Yes.
Where those dudes get hot because they make money on sacks.
Yeah.
So if they can't pressure get a sack, dude, they get frustrated, and it fatigues them for sure.
Yeah. All right, last question. Roback question. You're wearing Roback right now. We love Roback. RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. You got the Q-Zips. Jeff Saturday's wearing it. Polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. I actually have a vest and a fleece now that Roback sent me. Promo code TAKE. Use it at roback.com. You get 20% off. This is really, it's not even a question. It's just fuck Duke.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Reach that,
okay.
bro.
All right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
That's
just fuck
my
Duke.
man.
Yeah, I mean, they're losers, right?
Losers. Kookies. Losers.
Losers. Yeah.
Losers.
Dorks.
Yes.
Losers. Just the worst. That's it. Yeah. Wasn't even a question. Just a statement.
Nah, that's the greatest thing we've said all day.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much. We loved having you on, man. We'll definitely have you back on, and love watching you and talk about ball. And so thanks so much, man.
Let's do it again soon, fellas. Appreciate y'all. Have a great one.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thanks,
Jeff. Jeff Saturday brought to you by The Family Plan on Apple TV Plus. Check it out, starring Mark Wahlberg, Michelle Monaghan. It's an assassin turned suburban dad takes his unsuspecting family on a road trip to save their lives. This holiday season, with the whole family, watch The Family Plan. It's an awesome new movie. It's funny. The whole family's going to love it. Perfect for the holidays. The Family Plan, now streaming on Apple TV Plus.
Okay, let's wrap up. We got Fyre Fest of the week. Great week, boys.
Good week.
Hank. You don't know what you're going to say.
Draymond Green.
Suspended, definitely.
No, the announcement was actually going to be that.
Oh, you cucked yourself.
I cucked myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the dump button, I kind of got yelled at by Dave this week. He was in the office.
Yeah. To be fair, though, nobody thought that Ben Mintz would need any sort of delay on a broadcast he was doing.
Well, we all knew he needed a dump button. That was discussed. Dave was like, he can't go on without a dump button. And conversations, I thought there was going to be a dump button, but the mistake was that when I found out there wasn't a dump button, I was
You laughed about it.
all right.
Yeah.
Which, in hindsight, was a mistake.
What's your job title?
But in double hindsight,
What's your
if
job
you're
title?
looking back on
VP
your
of content.
hindsight, it was actually a great move because the content that came out of it was fantastic. So
It also,
in a weird way, it was actually my best producing I've ever done.
It also wasn't great when the VP of content was being asked about the lack of dump button, and he chuckled as he was getting warmed up for his
For a
morning
stream.
18
For a stream.
in
playing-
the golf simulator.
You're playing golf. It's like, yeah, there's not really any time to fix that. So are we done here?
Well, that we were about,
I got tea time.
that was work.
Yeah.
That was work.
I was good. I
That was
thought
right
that
before BPFT.
I thought that your Fyre Fest was going to be that I beat you in golf.
That happened as well, but that was work. So it was kind of just like, you try not to bring the work stuff home
Yeah.
and let it
Yeah.
weigh on your mind.
Yeah.
But I did beat you in golf, and you owe me what, $190 worth of chilies?
$290.
$290 worth of chilies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
200. Hank's paying.
Love it. Love it.
That's my announcement.
Okay. PFT, your Fyre
Announcement
Fest.
slaps.
Yeah, it does. It slaps.
Big fan.
For sure. Jake loves it. I had a pretty clean week, so I don't really want to complain too much.
Clean shaven week.
Yeah. What's that?
Like you shaved your face up.
Yeah, no, that's definitely out of Fyre Fest. My Fyre Fest, I look too good right now.
Mm-hmm.
I look awesome, and it's making the haters jealous.
That's fact.
I have one final question.
Oh, no.
Because again, I was so not bored, but I was just like, I have ADD. I get distracted. I can't sit still, and I was just hyper focused on the beard, the mustache, the color. I was trying to like double check. I was pretty convinced.
It looks
by the
great.
end of it.
Yeah.
Did you even it out today?
No. I
'Cause
didn't touch
yesterday
it.
it looked very heavy on the left side, and on the right side was a little bit lighter.
Maybe that's the lighting. No, I
Yeah,
did
It
not.
might have just been my angle.
I did not touch it today. I dyed it a few days ago. I reapplied yesterday, and I think that it got darker. So I
Because
think
it
the
looked
longer
to
it
me,
sits
I was like,
in,
is
it's
it
darker.
dye? But I was like, it's so dark on the left side, and it's not as dark on the right side. That was the tell.
No, that's actually because on the right side, I don't think I have as much facial hair.
Ah.
Again, I am face bald. I have the facial hair of
Please be nice.
like a 14-year-old. This is
Yeah.
a medical condition.
Be
that I have,
kind.
Hank. So I'd appreciate it if you just stepped off. Maybe it's jealousy.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Could be jealousy. But I've had a pretty good week overall. My Fyre Fest is that I am into a weird corner of TikTok recently. So I was golfing with the Beeve and Jake last week. And sorry you couldn't make it, Hank. You were working. Golfing. But I got into magnet fishing. And I've been watching TikToks of magnet fishing for the last 5 days. Do you know what magnet fishing is?
I do not.
So you take a magnet and you throw it into a river, and then you just bring up whatever metal is at the bottom of the river. And it's usually guns. You find a lot of guns.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this. They
It's-
do it in Amsterdam. It's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can find bikes and shit down there. So I've been watching that because the Beeve put me onto it, and me and the Beeve just invested heavily in magnet fishing magnets.
Love it.
And so we're going to go out and trying to find some guns. Do you think there are any guns in the Chicago rivers?
Might be.
Maybe one or two.
Dave Matthews poop.
Dave Matthews poop, is that metal?
Yeah.
He's too soft to be metal. I think that it's going to
Oh,
be
no. Stop this. They're putting up pictures of Civil War generals.
That looks nothing.
It looks
like
nothing.
him.
I
Max,
could see it. It's resemblance.
listen. I did mention Blackbird early in this podcast, and if you've watched it, you probably are connecting some dots about the sideburns. But Max is being a hater right now, and there's nothing that you can say to make me feel less good in my own body.
Yeah.
I love this body.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
okay.
into magnet fishing
that's
right now.
That's good.
And I think it's important to have hobbies, and so my hobby is going to be finding guns.
Nice. I like that. I'd like to come along one time.
Yeah.
Some magnet fishing. Okay, my Fyre Fest. I live with terrorists, not the Sean McDermott's kind. My kids are just like the for all the dads out there, putting your kids to bed at night is like it's a war, and I'm losing bad.
Yeah.
So my 4.5-year-old son, the other night, there's no locks on the doors, but he was not going to bed. And I was like, listen, I'm locking your door. He's like, you can't lock my door. I was like, oh, I can lock your door. I'll find a way to lock your door. And so he, like, it was actually kind of scary because he, matter of fact, looked me in the eyes. He goes, if you lock that door, I'm going to scream so loud that no one is going to sleep. And I immediately was like, all right, listen, the door thing, that was a lie. I was lying about that. I can't lock your door. But like, this is my night tonight where it's like I'm helpless.
What can you do against that?
No, that was the scariest thing I've ever been a part of. He's like, I will scream so loud that everyone's gonna wake up.
That's actually it's a genius move because you have no defense against that as a parent. You can't like cover his mouth.
Yeah, it's
You
bad.
can't do anything.
He also every morning I take him to school. I pick him up from school, and the only thing he wants to listen to is Taylor Swift. So, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I've listened to a lot of Shake It Off. It is funny, though, because he was like, is this the song about the bad guy? And I was like, yeah, that's every Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, the guy that wronged.
Yeah,
Taylor.
the bad guy. The bad guy in every song. But, yeah, I'm going through it. We're going to figure it out. Nighttime, I think everyone who's listening who's a parent knows it's a new adventure every night.
All right, so I've got a puppy that's pretty much the same thing as raising a child.
Yep.
And when Blake is getting barky, what I like to do with him is I take either a bully stick, which is just like a treat, which I actually this kind of sucks. I made the mistake of Googling what a bully stick was.
Oh, yeah, it's bull penis.
It's bull penis.
Yeah.
So you're just feeding your dog a bull's penis.
Yes.
Or I give him like a bone to chew on. Is there any way that you can just give your son something to chew on?
Yeah.
And then he won't scream?
Yeah, maybe.
Just take him for a walk.
Yeah, take him
Take him for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Get
him
it-
poop outside.
Jingle the keys in front of him.
Yeah.
You want to go for a ride in the car?
Throw a little toy, squeaky toy.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, wrap us up.
Pretty clean week for me as well, but my streak of not having a bathroom emergency during the show came to an end on Sunday night.
Yeah.
I had to run out right before the lottery draw.
Was it pee?
No.
Oh.
It was
I
Lamar
can hold a pee.
Jackson again.
Yeah, so reset the counter.
Okay. We'll reset it. All right, great show, boys. That was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
was
Thanks
a
to
fun
all the
time.
boys for being supportive. It's good having you guys in my corner.
I love it, personally.
Okay.
You do have a picture of a serial killer up on the screen right now.
You're the one who brought that up.
Listen, here's the thing: is like you can't damage me because I think I look good.
Yeah. I think you look great.
I think
No, you don't.
you're just a hater. That's fine.
Numbers.
Haters are your marketing. team.
40.
18.
Pug.
33
Pug.
71.
8.
20.
Puck.
56.
That's the first one I won on.
No one cares.
56.
Also, there's a new Part of My Balls design. Check out the website, partofmyballs.com.
Love it.
All right. See everyone on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Love you guys.